Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Level With Me podcast, episode 60. I am joined once again by my co-host, Mike. Mike, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Corey. How's it going? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Level With Me. This is Mike from the Collector's Vault. And, who's that beside me? It appears we have a third visitor.
Yeah, who's that?
Hello, everybody.
How did he get here? Who are you, sir?
Hello, my name is Abra. I heard you guys are doing a podcast today, so I thought I'd maybe come in and join if you don't mind.
Well,
do you know the secret handshake?
Yeah. We don't have a video component, so yes, I just did it.
he got you there, Mike.
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The infamous Abra of Loudstone Entertainment has joined the Level With Me podcast. Our first guest on the revised version of the podcast. Welcome, Abra. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, thanks for inviting me to the new revised version. I haven't. Yeah, I remember we were talking about me maybe being on the last version of it, but obviously stuff mixed up. I had technical issues, i.e., my computer breaking down.
Yeah, that sounds right at home with the Level With Me podcast.
Yeah, I'm storing my.
We have technical difficulties once a week.
That's great. That's actually hilarious. That happens.
Yeah,
it happens. That's gamers, media person's life. Like, if not, I wish I could have two of everything, and just in case one breaks, I could take care of it. You know.
I mean, that's how I live my life. I have 2 cars. I have 2 girlfriends. I have 2 cats. I got it all. Just in case. I have a backup. I got 2 moms, too, you know.
That's fire, because there's someone who actually lives like that. There is someone who has 2 girlfriends and somehow also has 2 moms, and everyone's okay with it.
Yes, welcome, Abra. I don't know how to transition from there.
Yeah, that was weird as shit.
I was gonna say, you reminded me of that song "Blue." Like, yeah, except instead of 2 of everything. Instead of 2 of everything,
That's hilarious.
I have a blue
blue of everything. That's kind of what I was thinking about for a second.
Oh my god.
I love that music video when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Feels like the 90s in here.
It was Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I was going to cut off on that conversation, so go ahead.
All I was going to say is that animation reminds me of, the original Toonami. What was that guy's name? Dave? Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah. No, it's Tom.
Tom. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I always thought that was because it stood for something. It stood for, I don't know. But I remember they switched them around. All right. But I did want to say to the guests, the reason how I met Corey, because Corey, I know you had guests on the recent version, on the past version. So you've had a few of our friends from old days,
high school, college, yep,
olden times. Yeah. But me and Corey we have I want to tell at least my part of the story. Maybe you have more to add to it. But me and Corey met our senior year of high school, but we grew up very, very close to each other without knowing it. And we didn't find that out till recently.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, so how we met was in senior year. We met in media class, actually. We met in class.
Yeah, it was a film and media.
Oh yeah, that's funny. And it's funny because I randomly took that class on a whim, and I ended up making that
first
class
editing.
Yeah, pretty much. I ended up making that class my first my major, essentially, for college. I made that my whole life. I love cameras. I love media now. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah. I think that stuff is really cool. I actually wanted to ask you, if you don't mind, because like you just mentioned, that's you went to college for that. You studied in film and media and stuff like that.
Yes.
Could you, just off the top of your head, say one of your favorite projects and maybe one of your least favorite projects?
My favorite project, and I think it's on the Loudstone, and I'll introduce one of my favorite projects, and we can put it in the introduction. It was a zombie film we did. Me and one of my best friends, Zeke. I think we did it our second year. and I think the project was called Make It Scary. So you essentially just had to like make some sort of scary type film, and we called our film the Burrow. The Burrow essentially took place in some back country somewhere. Two kids are running off somewhere. They're like, wait, are those zombies? They think they see zombies, and it turns out they're zombies. And the reason I liked it so much was because I got to like use all my training. It was like I got to film it, I got to edit it, but I also got to like put it together. Like one of my favorite things is editing, to be honest with you. Filming is very fun, but if people don't know, people who want to get into film, when you're like the director of the film, yeah, you're pretty much shooting the scenes that are already scripted to be shot. But when you're the editor, you can really change some stuff up. Like that's where you really get like the aesthetic. Like the person, like the editor of the film, they really tell the actual story. I know I went off on a wild tangent there, but my least favorite project probably was, I remember I had to do a sound piece, and I remember it being super problematic, and I was like, okay. I looked back like 2 years later, like, why the hell did I do this? But that's not the reason I didn't like it. The reason I didn't like it was because it was super rushed. Like, I felt like I could do really good stuff when I had time and I had like stuff scripted. But whenever I was like doing nothing, or when I didn't do much to it, when I just added a little like, oh yeah, no, the script is blah blah blah. No, I didn't write a full script. Just like, just like say what you would say if this type of thing happened. And it's just that stuff tends to fall apart. I've learned that a lot of prepping. Through that, I learned a lot of preparation is very, very, very important, especially when it comes to film. People don't just like jump out with the camera like, oh, I have an idea. Like those tend to be the shitty films that end up on YouTube that no one watches that have 18 views after 4 years. So yeah, those are my my favorite.
No, great. Yeah, I love that. And I also want to reiterate what you said. Like, I agree. I also really enjoy editing. Granted, I haven't done any of it in over a week, but yeah,
but like
that's a lot of fun.
That's life. Like I've edited maybe a little bit of something today, but that's because it was kind of stormy out, so I've been kind of
as cliche as it might sound. Editing is the spice of video film. Literally.
No, that's true. No, I know what you're saying. No, it literally is. Like it's the you sleep on the editor. Like people, like everyone talks like director. People even talk like cameraman, but like the editor and like the writer, like those are the two. Like if you can be a good editor and a good writer, like you will go far in the industry. Trust me. Those are the two things I'm trying to get really good at.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this back to what we were talking about before that about Toonami. Okay. I sent a picture in our group here. Oh, also, Tom stands for Toonami Operating Module, which is great.
Wow.
I looked it up. Mm-hmm. And we're staring at a picture right now of the 5 different iterations of Tom. And just on the fly, because it's a podcast, and I think this would be fun, even though our viewers can't see this. But why don't we do a ranking of Toms here?
I think I can immediately just say that the 4th Tom is just the
Tom
worst.
With eyeballs. Yes, he's awful.
No.
Yellow Tom.
It looks like disgusting. The monkey that claps the two the symbols together.
No,
kinda, yeah, no.
Just without the scary teeth, that's all it is.
I got one better for you. It looks like that CG animated movie. Was it called Robots?
Yes.
Remember that thing from like the mid 2000s?
Yeah, nah, and this is from the mid 2000s, so maybe they were trying to like cash in on that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I'm also gonna say that I feel like the newest Tom is just literally like the reboot Tom. Like he's very plain. He kind of reminds me of like Tom 1, 2, and 3 combined.
You know what's even funnier? I think all these Toms just run together.
Kinda.
Like I remember them now. Now that I'm looking at them in order, I don't remember 4th Tom at all. That's just like a nightmare that I've never.
No, I was gonna say the first Tom. I remember I remember seeing it like being like, why does he look pregnant?
He almost looks like Chibi.
Yeah. And then I do remember the 2nd Tom. But I think when the 2nd Tom came out, I was like, oh, okay, this Tom looks pretty cool. And then the 3rd and 5th one, I felt have always been the same Tom.
They're a little too humanoid. I feel like Tom 1 and 2 are more like a robot.
Yeah. No, I mean, honest with you guys, I don't know. I really only remember Tom. Like, I remember like when they did like that, they'd had like a day where they were like, oh, remember the 5 Toms we've had. But I really only remember, and maybe because it's our generation, I only really remember 1 and 2. No, sorry, 2 and 3. Like I remember 2, and I remember like them upgrading 2 to like look like 3, but I don't remember the other. I promise I don't remember the other 3.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I think if someone would have told me, yeah, you remember the 5 Toms? I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I was like,
are you telling me that they don't teach this in our educational system?
Bruh, yeah, no, you should.
I think I learned of the 5 Toms in 4th grade.
Yeah, there's Thomas Jefferson, and there's and then these Toms. That's all I need to know. They're the only Toms you need to know in history.
I do want to say I absolutely love the fact that the original Tom, which I assume I don't remember when Toonami actually came out. I should have looked that up. Maybe like in the mid 2000s, early 2000s. But he's just got this big like pregnant nuclear belly, kind of jumping off what you were talking about, Abra. But I kind of love it.
It's funny because I was like, wait, he just looks like a helper robot. Like it's like kind of cute.
Yeah, or like a one of those horrifying black-eyed things you buy at like a Funko Pops. He looks like a it looks like if Tom was a Funko Pop, he'd be Tom number 1. That's kind of what it's like.
That's hilarious.
You say that, and I literally just was gonna look it up because I was gonna say I know Funko Pop did do a Tom, and I don't collect those anymore. But the Tom Funko Pop actually looks nice. I just sent you it on Amazon. It looks just like the original Tom. Like, they actually did a good job. Huh. I think Funko Pop... Okay, controversial statement right here. A lot of people on the internet hate these things. Well, actually, maybe just everywhere. But when Funko Pop makes armored versions of characters or characters that don't have the soulless dots, I think it looks pretty cool. It's usually a nice little like chibi.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I 100% agree with that.
Like I have little Funko Pop of like different oh my goodness, what are they called? Like the armor from Fallout. I can't remember the names of them. Like the T-51, yeah, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I have like Reaper from Overwatch. Like that looks. He looks good. Like. If they just do a helmet, I don't think it looks that bad. But yes, when it's the soulless dots, it's just like there's like literally no fun in this.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
I think I'm just not a fan of the whole chibi aesthetic. Like I just don't like it personally.
And then if you're a big old weeb, you buy those Nendoroids, which are also really nice.
I'll be honest, I'm just not a collectibles type person. Like I just never was. That's just me personally. The only thing I ever wanted to collect was like Transformers, and I would always either use them too much or break them to like to be able to like collect shit. Like, so I respect people who have like full collections of stuff. Like Corey, I respect you because I've seen your like your collections of stuff. Like you have shrines full of stuff that are like going to be worth like a lot of money someday. Maybe even now.
Lots of plastic.
I think he has one of those like Hey Arnold shrines made of bubblegum, only it's Link in his closet.
That's hilarious. Is that true, Corey?
I mean, Corey, come on. The truth has to come out.
That's on the down low, guys. I only share that with close friends.
I'm a close friend? Oh, I'm honored.
It's obviously a spearmint bubblegum. You know, it's all green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I'm in the process of changing it to just regular mint because in Breath of the Wild they made his outfit blue. I digress. Well, that was fun. So what we didn't even really rank them. I'm gonna say the first one's the best.
All right. Cool.
Just pick your favorite. Fuck it.
All right. I'm gonna go.
Tom. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Abra.
Tom Nook. That works.
My bad. Tom number 2 is my favorite. Are we going through the whole ranking, like 1 through 5?
Nah, we'll just pick our favorite. It's fine.
Yeah, my favorite's 2.
Yeah, I agree. Tom number 2 is the best. That's the one I remember. I remember
the most. Yeah. I kind of remember them. I remember them remaking them into 3, and I was just like, eh.
I think like now that I look at it, I remember. Oh, look, cool. Tanami's back and Tom's back, and he looks a little bit different. And
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's all. And then I said, okay, anyway, back to Dragon Ball Z. That's all I cared about, you know.
Yep, those midnight runs, man.
Memories.
Do you guys remember what was the other thing? Oh, here it is. Do you remember this Magoozy Cartoon Network? It was like Toonami, but like in the middle, and it had like edgy shows. Well, like the not anime, so it had like Code Lyoko, Static Shock.
Yeah, I remember.
I guess Satch Bell was there. It was weird. It was like
I don't remember that
version of edgy. I know the block you're talking about. And I do kind of remember the name, but I don't remember the aesthetic of it.
Here, hang on. I'll send you a picture. It was like these weird CG. There was a human girl, and then there were like these other.
Yeah, I remember.
It was at like
Right.
4 p.m. Like it was like right after
Oh my
school.
God.
Yeah,
I do not.
Yeah,
remember this.
it's very weird, Mike.
I do not. At first, I thought this was the show Reboot. I remember that show. This is a
Reboot-esque.
Damn, Corey, you brought me back.
Teen Titans was there. The good Teen Titans.
Oh my
How
God.
in the fuck
What
did
did they do
Teen
to Teen
Titans
Titans?
original not get a movie, but Teen Titans Go got that movie, which I guess technically it must
Bruh,
it
I have-
count.
I
no,
have-
it doesn't count.
Bro,
It does-
I have
It's
takes
breaking
about
my head.
I have takes about Teen Titans Go that I'll never say because they're too quote unquote problematic. Because I'm so mad that they remade that into that bullshit. That is like taking Pokemon and I don't know.
and doing what they actually did to Pokemon. Have you seen the last episode of Pokemon?
No, I haven't. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I don't know, maybe they did it already.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. I honestly
Don't get up.
don't look it up because here's the thing. I guess it was meant for younger audiences because I am just not a fan of the new art style.
Mhm.
It's cringy. Even they even have redos of Jesse and James from Team Rocket, and it just looks bad. I mean the original like art style from the
I saw this. Oh my
why
God.
why Corey? Why would you do
Oh my god, this is garbage.
Corey? Why would you do this to us? Oh my gosh!
They look like.
It actually looks lower budget. It looks lower budget, doesn't it?
Well,
Dude.
I'm glad you pointed that out because that's just my whole point. Is
I
that
think it is.
this has been happening with a lot of animes, and
Yes.
I even am gonna point out my next what's the word I'm looking for? I'm in a
Criticism? Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is a big one. Oh,
They-
people are losing
they
their
did it
mind.
with Yu-Gi-Oh.
were-
They're making the quality lower, and it's more like I feel like I don't know if this is from the move of. Are you guys familiar with Cal Arts?
No.
No.
Okay, so Cal
You're making
Arts.
a good point. Keep going though.
Cal Arts kind of popped up in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, and that was kind of like that aesthetic that's like Adventure Time, regular show, The Amazing World of Gumball, like this very like simplistic style of animation, and like even things like Steven Universe. And hang on, I'll bring up an example of this, but like I feel like this art style was like easy to make or maybe like really cheap, but you kind of see it in like a lot of the modern Western animated shows. There's a good example where you can see all the similar art styles.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and there's more examples there. The new Thundercats thing that like I think got like 4 episodes and got canceled. It wasn't even on Cartoon Network. It was on their app. There's that bear show I know nothing about. I know Gravity Falls is really good. I haven't actually watched that.
but
yeah,
it's funny. Like I think there's a lot. I definitely have never watched any of these shows. I think I've seen them on TV before and maybe in memes. But like I think there's a lot to love about this art style and like this animation style. It's just, but only if that's the cartoon. Okay, this is how the cartoon is. Cool, but when you change it and go from like. When you go from Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon to this, yes. When you drop the bar down, it's like, well, great. Now I notice this lack of quality.
And here's the weird part, because like let me put it this way: when we were kids, the animation was so good, we didn't even notice that shit was in like 240p, because we didn't know what everything else was.
True.
These shows are getting like higher quality, but like somehow, like let me put it this way: Yu-Gi-Oh looks crazy compared to what it looks like now. Like Yu-Gi-Oh had like when you think about like like how detailed the animation of Yu-Gi-Oh was, like when you really think about it, when you go back and watch, I might try to bring up. Let me do that. But just like how Yu-Gi-Oh looked back in the day, like I felt like it was one of those shows. Like the reason it popped off is like why shows like what's that shit called? The reason like shows like Attack on Titan popped off like in the anime world because they were so good. Yep, sorry, you already brought it up.
Well, I have another point, but keep going.
No, all I was gonna say was like I feel like the like when they made it up, I feel like they made up for the quality with how great the animation was. I feel like they're like kind of almost being lazy with it, or maybe it is lower budget. Who knows? Maybe they don't have the money they had before.
I'm pretty sure it's not so much. Oh, we don't have the budget for it. It's more like, oh, let's just make these cutbacks and save a lot of money.
I think that's it.
Damn, that sucks.
And this is from the get go where it's like, okay, like some of these cartoons are just going to be like, all right, let's just like people already like Pokemon. Let's just cut back. Kids don't know any better, and they're going to keep watching it, and that's the mindset that they have. Like Like right now, like you guys bringing up these like the Duel Links animation, like or these I should say more so just these art pictures. That's what the TV show looked like. Like like I have gone back and rewatched some of the Yu-Gi-Oh series before, and I especially now as an adult, I look at these things, I look at the detail, and I just appreciate it so much. Mm-hmm. I told Corey in one of the last podcasts that I was rewatching Pokemon season, like the very first season, and you know I was making some jokes and everything here and there, but besides that, I'm like, man, I really, in case I didn't mention this, I just really appreciate that. Just the way the show looked, like it just looks so.
It's sharp,
clean, and
it's sharp.
Like resolution was low, of course, back then. But like we
didn't know what resolution was back then because our eyes weren't adjusted yet.
Yeah, and even now, like if you watch it on Netflix, like I think only season 1's on Netflix, but like it's pretty clear and it just looks great. And then I look at this and I feel like this is just. I think, in case I didn't mention this also, this is just them also trying to target a younger audience because they know this is probably more appealing to younger audiences.
Yeah, that's very true.
It has to be because, like, obviously, like they know that the fans grew up and they're our age now, and we understand that Pokemon isn't intended for kids, but it doesn't mean we still can't appreciate what we grew up with, you know?
Yeah,
but
so I guess it would make more sense to revamp it. Maybe, and I guess I feel the same way with Teen Titans Go because when I heard, Teen Titans Go, I was just like, God damn.
I feel like there's a way to balance that kind of stuff, though, because, like, I enjoyed the original Teen Titans. I enjoyed the original, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was young when I watched those.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but they were cool, though. Like, I remember looking back, like, I mean, it's funny. I made a video on my YouTube about this, how, like, when I was 8 years old when Pokemon came out. And I think one of the biggest things that caught me was the artwork. Because it was so new to me. Like, this attention to detail, you know? Like, if you compare, like, the art style of those anime, like, of just anime in general at the time to, like, something like the Rugrats, they're completely different. You can't quite compare them, you know?
I see what you're saying.
I do want to say real quick, though, before anyone calls us out, what you were talking about, Mike, is that still that I sent before? That was from Sun and Moon anime, and now I sent a recent picture from the Sword and Shield anime. I don't know if it's airing yet or not, but they actually did kind of. I feel like it's like a middle ground.
Better. I think it looks better,
it's
but
more
I just
smooth.
It's more it's more bubbly, but I don't like the bubbliness. You know, like I don't like how.
I mean, I don't personally like Sword and Shield. We don't have to keep talking about it.
Yeah, I say.
I mean, those trees in the background of this picture of the anime look better than the trees, or maybe they're the same trees from the wild area.
No. The trees from Majora's Mask.
I love dunking on Sword and Shield, even though I
game.
never played it. It's fun. Pokemon Let's Go. Good game. Good game.
Yeah, Pokemon Let's Go is a great game. Do we want to talk about it, Corey?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, fair enough.
Do we have anything else we want to add about the animation before we just go into like a whole new topic?
I'm good on that. I'm gonna move on.
I guess my final thought is I'm just a filthy Gen 1er. That's all I can say. I guess.
Me too, Mike.
Even though I'm not, I'm just saying that just so we can move on.
I like that, filthy Gen 1er. I'm with you.
So before we get into our news here, we usually like to talk about like what we did over our weeks that isn't really related to video games, media watching, whether that be a movie or series, anime, whatever. So real quick, I just want to say that last weekend was me and my girlfriend's 5th year anniversary since we first met.
Oh, word.
And that was really cool. On Wednesday was the official day, last Wednesday. And I ended up leaving work a little bit early. And I went to get her a bunch of nice, like, food that I was going to prepare for a dinner. We were kind of talking about like what we wanted to do for it. We're like, oh, do we want to go somewhere nice to eat, or should we just like stay home and I can cook something just as good because I it's kind of safer with everything that's going on with the pandemic, and maybe it could even be cheaper. So that's what we opted to do. And I just want to pat myself on the back and say I made a fantastic meal. I went with a surf and turf, as I like to call it. Made some
Ooh.
steak. Made some fresh Scottish salmon.
Yum.
Some mashed potatoes. Some green beans. I got this cheddar bread. I never saw this before. It was just bread that had like cheddar baked into it. Super good. It's a great time all around. And we spent, a lot of time together. We had a great time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. She also took off this weekend, and we pretty much just hung out all weekend, which is why I didn't really get to work on any videos. Or once we get to my segment, I didn't really get to play too much. So we just enjoyed each other's company. We got to spend some time with each other. It was great. I also, from this, inherently rediscovered my love of alcohol. So I bought some wine for the occasion, which was quite good. I don't remember what kind it was.
I thought really, I don't remember a damn thing.
No,
So much.
No. But it was like a Conker grape wine. It was like a local one. I usually like to check out the local selection when I go in like the liquor stores. But yeah, it was quite good. And even my girlfriend, she ended up getting a different wine. So we just had wine up the wazoo, and it was great. It was delicious. I love wine.
That's dope, man. I haven't been. I don't know how to go off of that. I haven't had an anniversary in a while. No.
Hey man, if you got nothing to add, it's fine. If you just,
I was gonna say I had no relationship.
You just did nothing, just relaxed at your house, played some video games. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty much been like my last few like weekends, just like going to work, staying like trying to stay social, even though I like and also trying to stay home. I did break quarantine once just to hang out with some coworkers, but that was about it.
I'm gonna report you.
Right. Oh, trust me.
Unless, gotta give me a 20.
Can
already all cash happy right now, buddy.
Can I have one too?
Yeah, sure.
Oh man!
In this hypothetical world where I have this money to give out.
Oh man, Corey, you were right. Abra is a nice guy.
I know, right? We should have him on the podcast more to give us 20s.
Oh shit!
I'll keep it tap for you.
But yeah, no, like my weekend. I thought about that before, before we even started. And I guess I never got a chance to mention it, but I was gonna ask like how your anniversary was. Because
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you, man.
Because I feel like the last time I saw you physically was coming out of
probably like 2017, 2016.
Damn, that was 2016. Damn, that's
yeah.
I feel like shit.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I think I was like on my way to doing some video project. Yeah, I was in like college actually. Like, I guess your girlfriend just happened to work.
She actually, she worked on the campus at the time.
Right, that's right. Oh, fuck yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that was. Yeah, me and her probably have a similar. What's it called? Similar complaints about that campus. God.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the kid. Yeah.
I mean, I hope we're not gonna out the campus here. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter.
No. People who know me know what to cut down, so it doesn't fucking matter. It's not about like the. Sorry, go ahead.
You should. What's that like story? I don't know exactly one, but that like guy who got arrested who was like the chef.
Okay, all right, real quick. And I'm not gonna.
yeah, real quick.
This is gonna be real quick because I had family that worked there too. This guy, I guess he was a chef there. Like he just like made like eggs and shit. Like he just like the omelet dude. And he reportedly was a human trafficker. So that part isn't funny, but like.
Oh my god!
It's one of those things where like, but that's the messed up part because I'm pretty sure your girlfriend said the same thing. But like, he was such a nice, polite guy. Wait, did you meet him too?
I didn't meet him.
Oh, cool. See,
I just love how you're like, he's the omelet guy.
And you knew exactly what I was talking about. And he was like, "Hello, sir. How's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you, man. How's it going?" Yeah, nah. It turns out to do with the pimp. Oh yeah.
Yeah, all I know of this man is my girlfriend's like, he made the best eggs. And I'm like, oh no.
Replace him as such a. All right, let me not do. Let's not go that far. I don't know if that guy's still there, but I remember just being like, damn, I miss his like he's a piece of shit, but I miss his omelets.
Oh, my
Damn, your girlfriend's at the same thing. Oh my god. Damn. Oh,
that's just weird.
that's yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know where to go off with that one.
The guy's a pervert, yeah, but he has a beautiful voice. I mean, come on.
That's fucking funny. Oh, I just got that. Oh shit! All right.
All right, that
All right,
sounds like a
back on
fun week.
track.
All right.
All
time to go to a new topic.
Time to talk about cardboard.
Okay, cardboard. Oh, that was just okay.
Oh, I love cardboard.
I see you got a package last week, Mike.
Me? Oh.
Yes, I did get a package last week, and it was made of cardboard, and it was full of cardboard. Cardboard contained within plastic slabs. So, for those of you who don't know, Abra, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I am a big collector. I am like my my thing is Mike from the Collector's Vault, and so I did my most recent submission to PSA.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what PSA is?
I do not actually no, and it's funny because I was just talking about collecting and I did not realize that. I feel like I had like a 5-minute thing where I was talking about how I'm not good at collecting, but like shout out to people who can. So yeah, shout out to you, Mike. I did not know that.
So I'll go back to what I was saying. So Abra, do you know what PSA is?
I do not.
Okay, so PSA is one of the big grading companies. They mainly do like sports cards, but they do all the other kind of like collectible card games and everything. And so I've recently I did send out another submission for Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, and they came back.
Wow!
Yeah, and for those of you who follow me on YouTube and Instagram, you know that I was not really thrilled with the submissions. A lot of cards. Some cards I came back and I was very happy with the grades, but there's others I was very very disappointed with.
Yeah, that 5 at the end or whatever it was.
Oh, the 6 for the Rainbow Dragon.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah. Oh gosh, it hurt my soul. Yeah, so Abra, I guess just to kind of make it brief, and for any of the listeners who are unfamiliar with this, so basically, if you send in just for example, a Pokemon card, they will basically authenticate it, and they will audit the card, and then give it a scale based on 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And
okay, I got you.
Yeah, and it's cool. And then they will also encase it in a plastic slab, so that with the label and everything on it. And so that way, it's like, yeah, it's great for it's great for cards that you want to sell because then it's properly authenticated. And especially if the higher the grade, the more valuable the card is.
And it's more preserved.
Yes, and it is preserved too. And then there's no well, in many cases, there's no arguing what the grade of the card is. But in my situation,
they know.
Yeah, but in my situation, there were some cards that I did argue, and I said, "How the heck did this get a 6 or a 5?" One of them, yeah. So, I mean, if you want, you can always go and watch my. In case you're curious, you can always go.
I'm going to that right now. Actually, at least to put it in my views. I mean, obviously, can't watch it right now. But
no, but in case you want to watch it, yeah, I have a couple. I think I have 3 submission videos. The most recent one was my largest one too, and I was so excited for it. And yeah, don't get me wrong, some really good cards did come back, but some of them were just bad, and it made me sad.
Mike, okay. I have a question about that. Do you actually just keep those cards that get graded, or do you like sell them? What do you do with them?
Most of the cards I do try to keep, and because I mainly do it for the sentimental value for the cards. Like I do actually want to keep them because I like them so much, and obviously it's basically a long-term investment. I do a lot of like, I mean, Corey, like, you know this when we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh together. I would also do a lot of flipping, and you would do it too. You know,
right? Yeah.
You trade and buy for cards at a cheaper price, sell at a higher price, and I do that. I still do that even to this day. But then there's sometimes, especially with the PSA stuff, I try to like get great cards graded highly, so that way I can keep them away, and then even just a couple years down the road, they can grow exponentially in price. I have several cards that have shown that, mainly on my Charizard. The Charizards have shut up tremendously, but Yeah, but there are definitely some cards that I do try to sell back immediately, just to kind of like pay for the grading process and to pay for the cards that I picked up. So especially because these cards didn't score very highly, or at least some of them didn't score very highly, they can still fetch a good price, and I might just use that to the least favorite ones that I have. I might sell those just to help pay for some of the stuff and just profit, and then everything else in my mind it's like cool. Then these are all for free, and it's like a future investment.
That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, did you end up how much did you end up paying for these cases?
You pay approximately $20 per card to get graded. So yeah, so it was 30 cards. So what would that be? $600 approximately.
Damn, son.
Well, yeah. Again, it's an investment to get them graded.
No. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. No. That's what I meant. Like that's. I'm impressed. Yeah. Like I'm saying, like, damn, that's like you're actually investing in this, like, rather than just being like, oh yeah, no, let's. I mean, it's like I'm just spending a lot of money. Like you're actually like, yeah, no, let me spend the $20 because I know I'm gonna get way more than that back because I'm spending the money's to preserve it, not just to say it works. Like it's you getting like an actual like, hey, no, like this is a high grade like card,
right? Like money. Yeah, like this one card I have right here. It's I'm probably not going to sell it if I wanted to. It's I'm not sure how familiar you are with Yu-Gi-Oh, but I have my original Dark Paladin here, and like just that's graded. And if I were to sell this, it'll basically pay for everything. Like it'll pay for all the grading processes and pay for a couple of the cards, and that's just one of them. So if I really wanted to,
it's worth a lot.
Yeah. Like the one Dark Paladin came back in 9, and I was really happy with that. So it can go for like somewhere like it'll easily go for several $100s or more. Like there's no consistent sales for these. So basically, it's like I can just put it for a price that I believe it goes for, and then it all depends on who's willing to pay for it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's art of that. It's art. It's for people, it's like a collector's item. So like it's artwork at that point. And again, in another like 10 years, could be even worth more. So.
Oh yeah, like it's funny, and I'll try to keep this brief. But I did a video last year about Pokemon cards, and because the Pokemon movie was coming out, the Pikachu, and I said how I have a good feeling that this is going to be a big resurgence with Pokemon, especially with
yeah.
And sure enough, now unfortunately, it was a delayed resurgence, but I think and I mentioned in later videos, I think a lot of it was from the stimulus checks, because in case you didn't know this, Abra, there was a huge I know. Buyout. It's insane.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you know? Oh, okay, cool. So I made a theory that Charizard cards would double in price, and I was wrong. They went more than that in a year. So it's pretty crazy. But I love talking about this stuff. That's mainly what I like. I always try to keep Corey up to date too with like all the crap I'm doing with cards and.
No, that's crazy because that's that's a whole like world that like some like it's not niche necessarily, but it's still pretty niche because like again like it's not mainstream like it was when we were kids. So like now it's like a way to invest, like a way to, and like I don't know, it's like if like you enjoy collecting, that's like it's something you enjoy. Like shit, if I was really like, let me put it this way. If I had like the time and money to like invest in like just Transformers, like I would want to, because like that was just like the thing I always wanted to collect as a kid. I still think about it to this day. If I had the time and money to invest in, I would definitely do it, and I would definitely spend the more money to like preserve the stuff I like would want to eventually resell and like collected stuff like that. So I get what you're saying.
Thank you, Mike, for that update. I'm just throwing this out there, but if you ever want me to rate your cards, I will give you all 10s, and I will take half as much of the money that you paid for the other people's. That's all I'm saying. I'll do it.
Well, Corey, I would love to get my cards graded by the GBC grading company.
It's just written in crayon.
I was gonna say, what kind of case are you gonna what kind of cases are you gonna make? Are they gonna be card cases? Are they gonna be like just one? You're gonna give them like one bulk case? Like, yeah, no, these all fit. These all work for the one.
It'll be a top loader with like red marker and a big 10 on it.
Oh man,
I think I'm just gonna go buy like a bunch of those little hermit crab cages and just put each card in the cage and just ship out a bunch. It'll probably cost way more for me to ship a bunch of hermit crab cages back, but I feel like there you go. It's sealed up.
See? No, there's nothing can get in there. You're crazy.
Oh man. All right.
Besides cardboard, did you do anything else interesting this weekend, Mike?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. I mean, besides house projects, no, nothing really too crazy.
That's fine. That's fine. We can just mosey on into our news segment of the week. We are the #1 video game podcast in the world. And
oh, well, yep, you goddamn right you are. I keep telling people that, but they don't want to listen.
Exactly. And we have a few stories here, not necessarily related to video games, but I think they could be fun talking points here.
Well, I'm not sure, Corey. I think this is very related to the one game you're playing right now.
Fair enough.
Zombie game. Yeah.
Yes. So our first news story here. Cicadas are being infected with fungus that makes them zombies. Cicadas are succumbing to a parasite infection that basically turns them into zombies. You read that right. The fungus, scientifically known as Massospora, has been infecting male cicadas for years, according to a journal from PLOS Pathogens, as reported by Live Science. It doesn't end there, though. Much like a zombie army, the male cicada zombies begin to work toward growing their numbers by luring the other male cicadas using a flickering wing movement traditionally used by female cicadas to lure in male mates. Okay, so first of all, I was going to say, this is crazy because, yes, Mike, you're right. This is The Last of Us. It's going to happen one day because a couple years ago, there was the story about the ants, which I think is what inspired The Last of Us. And now a few years later, it's getting cicadas, which means it's getting bigger hosts, if you will. And second topic or talking point here, with how they're luring people in, what are we looking at in a zombie apocalypse? Are there going to be like stripper zombies who are luring like men in?
I think we had that in the Resident Evil movie. There
or Zombieland, you know.
Stripper zombies, yeah.
It's been done. Crazy stuff, though. Crazy.
Maybe this time next year there'll be zombie cats, and then the following year will be zombie dogs, and then finally the zombie raccoons.
I mean, I think I read an article that the polar ice caps are melting, or the Arctic is melting, so I guess it can't melt quick enough, you know. We got to get rid of these zombies.
Man, 2020 Kink Annie, what? Oh.
We didn't even get to December, the final boss yet.
That's, the final boss. Yeah.
I'm
2020 crazy, guys.
I'm really curious what this year is going to look like, especially for things like, is Halloween just canceled? Like, you can't trick or treat.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, you can't. Oh, shit.
How do you trick or treat?
Oh, Corey, you can't. Fuck trick or treating. You better not come to my door.
And I was like thinking, like, I always want to like do something like fun for Halloween. Like, now that I'm an adult and own a house, well, an apartment, you know, people come to our apartment for candy. And I was like, oh, this year I could like dress up as like a little character to like give them out the candy. It'd be fun. But like, oh, well, now I don't even think I can do that. So what's the point?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think personally, I love Halloween. I mean, I'm not like a big like cosplayer or anything, but I think there's definitely a lot of fun in doing that. Like I see what cosplayers love about that kind of stuff. So for Halloween, it's like cool that one time once a year when I get to just play a character, anything, you know. And but yeah, I'm a little bummed that it will be potentially canceled. Because I mean, no, Corey, if you wanted to, again, like I think Halloween parties are fun, like having people over and dressing up and everything, and you can have it on Halloween if you wanted to, and just give out candy while you're getting drunk in the living room, you know.
Yeah, you could have like a murder mystery party, then you just murder one of your friends and try to figure out like you try to frame one person, and then you can
fill their corpse full of chili or something.
Yeah. Then you blame one person.
Buffalo wings.
Game is,
yeah.
Then we play the game. Oh, who did it? Who killed him? Ha ha ha! He's not really dead. And then we blame it on one person. Then I move on to the next town for the next 5 years.
And then and then we all leave. Great job, Corey. We'll see you next year for the next murder mystery.
Yeah, I know. This is great fun.
Yeah.
But no, Halloween is one of my favorite seasons. And it's funny you say that because like I fucking hate trick or treating, but I do. I mean, not like I'm 26, so I don't hate trick or treating. Like it's not like I was doing it in recent years. But like
I tried it last year, man.
It was fucking annoying, man. And I forgot my costume. And I was just like me in my regular clothes, and they're like, I'm not giving you any candy. I'm like, man, whatever.
I've had this topic on the podcast before. I never went real trick or treating. I'm like, I wish I could experience that. But I think it'd be frowned on society if a 26-year-old man went trick-or-treating.
People do it like not even like adults with their kids, but like people in their 20s do go trick or treating.
I know.
It sounds weird, but like there's times where I've given out candy like at home, and I'm thinking like you guys are clearly 25.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. The closest thing for me is whenever I have a child, taking the child trick or treating. I would never do it alone or in a group. I'd be like, no, this is dumb. I can just go buy candy. I don't, what are we doing? Could be at home, having a fun time. Yeah. Okay. It's like, so what are you even supposed to do in Halloween? Like, Halloween is almost dead besides, like, that it's actually, the day. Because you can't go to any of those, like, spooky haunted walkthrough things because they don't work. They're literally all, like, the opposite of social distancing. It's people grabbing you, yelling in your face. And I love doing that stuff.
If anything, that'd be the perfect horror ride. Just gotta walk
the pandemic.
Walk through a house and just don't walk through a house, and they're not even wearing costumes.
We guarantee you'll get coronavirus.
Yeah, damn.
Can you walk through?
You'll be dead in 7 days.
It's funny you say that, Corey. You're right. Like, it is people like literally screaming in your face, like spreading fucking like germs everywhere, and like.
And they're all, and like usually it's like all little confined spaces, like they're the size of like a bathroom or like a closet. So all those like particles from the spit or whatever when they scream. Yeah.
Damn, son. It's funny because I have a bunch of like media plans for my page once for Halloween, but like as far as like actual Halloween, I might try to have a Halloween like a small Halloween gathering. I'm not sure. Let's see where we're at in the spectrum because I hear because how Wave 2 might be coming around. So I'm gonna play it by ear, but I would love to have like a mini Halloween party. If you guys wanted to travel up here, that'd be great. I'm not sure if it's on a weekend, but I'd be willing to have you guys up.
I'll bring the dead body.
No,
I'll bring the Corona.
I mean, are you
the beer, not the virus? The beer.
Corey, are you bringing your girlfriend and the dead body, or are you just bringing a dead body?
The answer is yes.
Yeah, okay. He didn't want to.
How dare you? I just was talking about how I had a nice 5-year anniversary. If anything, she would help me, because ride or die,
Funny.
What the hell were we even talking about? How did we get here? We're talking about cicadas being infected.
I don't know. It was your tangent, Corey.
Happy Halloween.
I'm sorry. I hate to skip to the next topic, but this second thing you just posted looks hilarious. What the fuck is this?
All right. So, this is a little bit more of a thing we could probably comment on better than just a joke article. Mulan will be released on Disney Plus in September. Here's the catch, guys. You have to rent this movie for $29.99, and I assume that is a 24-hour rental on Disney Plus. So they're not. So how like a few months ago they were super nice and were like, "Oh, here's Onward, this brand new Pixar movie." Yeah. Honestly, it probably wasn't going to do great in the box offices because I think a lot of people were questioning if it was going to be good or not. It was really good. Anyways, they're doing this, and this time they're like, "Okay, but we're going to charge people." Which is super weird. Has any like streaming service? I mean, like I know Amazon Prime or whatever the movie streaming thing is, you can rent and then also sign up for the program. But I don't know. It's just weird. Is this our new reality?
Someone else. I forget who the fuck I was talking. I forget who I was talking to about with this, but I do know that they were trying to they were trying to make this a thing because the theater's not really being a thing.
Theaters can't open this year.
Yeah, they just
can't. So. Unfortunately.
Well, no, that attitude.
So like, the only way I would be willing to pay for this shit is I shouldn't say this shit like it's not like I'm not.
Yeah, it actually looked good.
Let's see the trailer. Cool. Only the way I'd be willing to pay for this is if I had a nice at least 50 to 60 inch TV at least with HDR
like a home theater. You're saying
essentially a home theater. Like I would have to have a home theater to pay that much.
4K. The seats are all next to each other. The floor is sticky.
And it would have to be. It would.
You just hire some kids to come over and just start spitting on the floor, and then when you walk around, you
have a guy with a flashlight who's like, "Are you supposed to be here? Let me check your ticket."
Oh, this is gross. I was trying to paint a beautiful picture, and you guys are making it gross.
Hey, man, I'm just painting the beautiful picture of what all movie theaters are like. So
Yeah, how are we making it gross? What do you think's on the floor? It's just soda, man. Come on, we're not talking about those other movie theaters.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about my home theater idea. My bad. But no. Also, I would have to feel like I would have to like I want to see this movie, but it's not $30 worth seeing a movie for me. So it would have to be me with like multiple people and us like chipping in to see this.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like that's the whole idea.
Now here's some little some ideas. Think about it. Let's say you and your girlfriend Corey were to go see this movie, right? How much would you pay?
I mean, honestly, it would probably be like about $15 a ticket. So
yeah,
that's about right.
Grant, I believe you are going to be getting the video, the movie theater experience, like the
right,
big screen,
and I enjoy that.
But I guess they realized that technically, even for families that are more than two people, like a mom, a dad, and like two kids on average, essentially $30 is a steal compared to like what they would be paying.
And honestly, it is nice just being in your house. You have access to all your snacks that aren't quadruple the price.
Yeah,
you can, sit in your underwear.
Yeah,
bruh. Well, sit in your underwear legally. You can sit in your underwear in the movie theater. You might just get kicked out.
Real quick story time. One of my favorite memories of my childhood is family movie nights. We would have every 2 weekends. My aunt would buy some DVD back when DVDs were a thing. Ooh, way back in the day, guys. You remember those things. Circles, played movies. Anyway, we would have a bunch of food and not just like popcorn. Like we would get sweet and sour meatballs, like mozzarella sticks, like potato skins, like a bunch of like stuff.
The true movie theater snack, mozzarella sticks.
Man, I would love for theaters to have that.
Yeah, no, so it would be really dope. Like, but yeah, no, and then we'd just have like, and that was one of my favorite things to do, or like one of my favorite like memories. So like, I enjoy like I feel like the family experience. Like, if I had a home theater, like I'd be willing to pay it if it came along with all this other stuff. Because like I remember my like fucking DVDs used to like cost at least like $20 like back in the day, and my aunt was doing this like every other week, so. For me to just do it like once for like a group thing, like I'd be down to do it, but it'd have to be like a whole event.
Yeah.
Like if I'm paying 30, I'm probably gonna end up paying 130 with all the stuff I'm gonna be doing around it. You know what I mean?
I also think this initial release will be very interesting because this is, I think, Disney's first venture into like releasing their quote unquote movie films onto a streaming service. They did do Onward, like I said before, but that's free. There were movies like. I think the like most recent Trolls movie, I know it's completely random, but I think it made like a lot of money because it did the same like plan where it's like, oh, you pay to rent it, but it's a brand new movie. And a lot of movies have been doing that, since the pandemic has begun. Like you just pay to rent them for a day. And honestly, they probably might cost about as much as this movie is because I haven't done the research. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens, depending on how well this performs. Maybe Disney is just like, yeah, we don't really need movie theaters anymore.
Dog, I'm not paying for this shit. I'm going to find it online somewhere for free.
Yeah, or, maybe you wait like a month or two when they just actually put it on the streaming service for free.
Yeah, that's how I have a feeling you're really just going to be paying to see it early. Like that's essentially, that's really what you're doing with any movie. Because think about when movies come out, like, do you have to see like, if it's a movie you really want to see, like if they came out with a new, I don't know. I can't think of any like right now for me. There's nothing I would go to see them in the movie theaters, even pre-pandemic, unless they release like I don't know. I got nothing. I don't think there's any movie franchise for you guys. Is there anything like you would go see in the theater like immediately if you knew it was coming out? You have to see it the next like when the day comes out.
I have one, and we talked about Corey and I talked about this last week in the podcast. If the Metroid movie rumors, Brie Larson came out saying how she wants to be the first Samus. Yeah,
what? That's fire.
Now, I have my own opinions about Brie Larson and everything. But despite that, even if she were casted for this role, I would still be like so pumped to go see that day one. I would be.
I actually really like Brie Larson, so like I would be totally down for that. That's just me.
I think she's a good actress. I just don't like her in a personal standpoint. I think she's a bit of a loudmouth, and she caused a lot of controversy. That's my thing. That's my thing. Because I just don't want people bringing drama to Metroid. Just leave drama out of it. That's
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Stop making it a whole like thing. Just like let it be. Like if it's gonna come out, it's gonna come out. But like don't make it like a big thing.
I don't want someone to say, I don't think that movie was as good, and then Brie Larson says, "Oh, that's because you're a misogynist." And it's like, no, don't use that. Nintendo.
Speaking of misogyny, guys, we're ready for this. Since I'm looking at Brie Larson, I didn't know she was Captain Marvel.
Oh my god,
that's one of the big things. Well,
that's a great movie.
Abra,
I didn't watch it, but Abra,
you're gonna learn today. That's all I can say.
Can I qualify it? Can I qualify it real quick? I didn't see Endgame either. I was waiting to see those two movies till like I got to like see them on my own time. I hate when people
definitely go watch those movies.
I already know. I mean, come on, I already know how they end. Let me put it this way: at this point, it's 2020. Toward back end of 2020.
The last like 15 minutes of Endgame.
I've heard. And it's not like I'm like closing my ears every time people talk about it. It's like I essentially know the plot points of what happens. I just want to watch it on my own time. So eventually, like when I get a chance to watch it, and like because I'm not one of those people that's like, because like I think I watched all the X-Men movies. I think I watched them all in like one day.
That's wild.
I've been watched like first, not the. I'm talking about once they reverb the timeline for the 17th time.
You're telling me you didn't watch the Wolverine movie from the 1970s?
Oh damn! No, sorry, I missed it, buddy. Damn. Yeah, no, I didn't watch that.
Oh,
shit.
You got to go back and watch it. That reveals what Tony Stark's eye color was. I don't know.
Shut up.
You lost.
No, but I ended up watching like First Class on when they did like the whole like reverb. Like, all right, let's switch up the timeline. Let's like act like the first 17 movies didn't. Like, let's act like the first 7 movies didn't happen. I'm cool with that. And then I watched like those movies because those were good. Like the ones with like Quicksilver, the ones with like they had Magneto when they were basically when Professor X and Magneto were young. Like those like when like Mystique was like kids with them. Like that whole arc, like for First Class.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that one too.
Yeah, they did like and they did like 3 or 4 movies. They did like 3 or 4 movies after that. Like that was a whole like arc of movies.
Yeah, it was
ended weirdly. I just watched the last one. It was kind of disappointing.
Oh, what Apocalypse? I heard.
No, that was good.
Oh, wait, you mean Logan
Dark
or
Phoenix?
Apocalypse?
Dark Phoenix.
Logan
Dark Phoenix.
great.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I liked no. Great movie. Loved Dark Phoenix, but I was mad because it was like, oh, this is the ending movie. I was pissed. I was like, wait, no, this is it? No, this can't be it.
Well, don't worry. Disney bought X-Men, so they'll just reboot them all.
That's my point is, yeah, no, you're right. Very true. No, you're right. They did. So like it'll be another remake.
It'll take 20 years, but they'll eventually put Wolverine next to probably Brie Larson.
yeah, probably. Damn, now I gotta watch Captain Marvel. But no, what I was gonna say was, damn, I lost my train of thought. No.
It's
what
okay.
I was gonna say was I wanted them to continue with that that arc, like all right, First Class. Let's keep going with like the younger Avengers, the younger X-Men, and they kind of just made like an ending movie. Like you could tell, like they wanted to make like they could have done a bunch of shit off of Dark Phoenix, but they didn't. They were like, we know this is the last movie with because it was the 20th Century Fox's last movie with them, so they were like, all right, well. We're just gonna do this, but we're gonna like have people die at the end, so like we can't make a new movie. And I was like, that's such a shitty way to do it. Sorry, that was a terrible rant, my guys.
No.
My bad.
No, that's what a podcast is for. But I did want to mention, no one asked me what the movie I'm waiting for to see in theaters is. Trust me, I had a lot of time to sit on this one.
Oh yeah, but no, we're gonna move on now. So next topic. No, I'm kidding.
Paul Blart 3, Ride to Fry. I'm waiting.
Paul Blart 3. You would not fucking wait in the line for Paul Blart.
Kevin James is his best film.
Kevin James versus Luigi. That's the movie.
What's funny? You know what's funny about that? You know they already made Paul Blart 3. You're waiting for Paul Blart 4.
Oh!
Wait, what? They actually made a Paul Blart 3?
I'm lying. That's a lie too. No, they did. I have no clue. I never even saw the first one. I have no clue if there's a second one.
There was a second one, and I
There
heard,
was. Oh damn, there was.
and I heard nothing but terrible things. So
Yeah, he goes to
no, I
Vegas.
did
He does a
think
bunch
from
of
the second
cocaine.
one.
He beats hookers. It's great.
Oh shit, really?
I don't
Damn.
know.
Paul Blart GTA edition.
you know what's sad? The tangent. That movie when it was first announced and the trailers came out, I was so pumped for that movie. I'm like, wow, this movie actually looks hilarious. And then I watched it, and I'm like, oh, I guess it wasn't hilarious.
I feel
I
like
was
I
like-
did watch the original Paul Blart, but I can't. I
it
can't
was
tell you a
cringy.
damn thing about it.
It was just so poorly done, in my opinion. It was so cringy too.
It was
Like,
supposed to be like one of those dumb like take your kids to see this movie and
Like an Adam
waste some time.
Sandler style movie. Yeah.
I think it was made by Happy Madison. I think like his little comedy group. I'm pretty sure they were the ones who made it. I could be
That
right.
makes perfect sense.
I gotta look it up right now. But if it's the thing is, like, a lot of their recent movies have been pretty bad. I had to say
Yeah.
it. Like Grown Ups was not that good. Grown Ups 2 was terrible. I would say Grown Ups 2 was on par with with the Paul Blart movies. I haven't seen the second one, but I'm pretty sure it's worse than the first one. And the first one wasn't that great. So
Nah, Grown Ups 4 was pretty good when they started bringing in the black. Oh, you're not talking about the adult Grown Up. Never mind.
no. Grown Ups
Oh,
1.
yeah.
Grown Ups 1 was okay. Grown Ups 2 was like I'd turn it off. It was that bad. But I'm thinking like the Paul Blart movie. Wait, let me see. Who made this movie?
Everyone's giving Adam Sandler credit for Uncut Gems. You know, they're like, "Oh, he
I
actually did a really serious role. This
Yeah,
is
I heard
actually
about
probably
that.
the best movie he ever did." And I'm like, "Nah. The guy he peaked at Little Nicky."
He picked a little Nicky. God damn.
That movie is pretty
You
good.
might be right. That's the fucked up part. The only reason I'm saying that is you might be right.
He had a couple okay movies like since then, but like a lot of them are just
Jack
bad.
and Jill.
Oh my god!
Classic.
Stop. Here's one. He actually helped make and produce Grandma's Boy. He didn't star in that movie, but that's actually a funny movie. If you guys haven't seen that one, it's about video games. I'm sure you guys would be all about it.
I think I actually saw that on Comedy Central once.
Yeah. Oh well, then you gotta watch it like not on Comedy
I'm
Central.
remembering a scene where like he made some weed brownies and like the grandparents eat them and then they're like stoned and you know it's like haha grandma's high.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part's kind of funny too. But I mean, overall, I think the movie has a lot of funny moments. Again, and it's about these guys who are video game designers.
I
So,
love me a good fake video game.
Yeah, you guys should go in your spare time go watch it. I think you'll enjoy it.
All right, well
Anyway,
I think I'm gonna
So-
steer us back onto the road here. Mulan looks cool. I guess pay $30 if you want. I don't know.
I'll watch it.
I have
do
no
want to.
stocks in Disney. Who cares? You know. Watch the cartoon one. It's free. Who knows? Anywho, Microsoft. That's our last non-video game story. Confirms it is in the talks to purchase TikTok in the United States. As you all know, our wonderful president is going to ban TikTok because of China, or as he likes to say, China might be spying on us. So now Microsoft is going to buy it, and get ready to see the decline of TikTok immediately, because every time Microsoft buys something, it just gets way worse.
Someone pointed this out. TikTok, I'd stayed away from TikTok in general because TikTok just promotes some really fucked up shit, man. But yeah, this is kind of, well, the thing is, like, you guys know why they're banning it, right? Like the whole point of someone did like a back like research on this, like and essentially TikTok takes your data. You know how like essentially every app takes your data somehow.
Right.
Like there's some way to do it. TikTok apparently does it like the most thorough way. Like anytime you open the app, it has like access. Essentially, it gives you access to like everything on your phone, literally everything.
Ooh,
Like your contact, like a bunch of information. So like apparently it's like since it's owned from a Chinese company, like you said, it's owned from a Chinese entity. And I don't mean to reiterate what you said, but that's essentially why. Like if this was an American-owned company, like it wouldn't matter. The fact that it's like Chinese owned is why like they're banning it in like so many countries.
Oof, interesting.
That, I don't know why, but that reminded me of a story I can tell that happened to me this weekend. So,
Someone spying on you.
I was
What, you're
just
TikTok?
I was just
And they
sitting
were
on the
trying-
couch. I don't know what you said, but I'm sure it's funny. I was just sitting on my couch, and I get a phone call, and I don't recognize the number, but the caller ID says Jamaica. So I just show my girlfriend. I'm like, look at that. That's interesting. And she's like, answer it. And I'm like, I usually never answer the phone if it's someone I don't know because I'm like, who cares? Like, they're going to probably just try to scam me or I don't care. But I'm like, you know what? This will probably be a fun thing to talk about on the podcast. I could play with the person who's calling me. I'd be like, oh no, this is Carl. What do you need? Or like whoever they're looking for. So I answer the phone and it's like, he was like, there was some dude. I could tell he's actually from Jamaica because he did kind of have an accent. And I forget what he asked for. He asked me like 2 things and he hung up. I'm like, that's weird. And then my girlfriend is like, oh, I don't mean to make you worried, but apparently there's these like people in Jamaica who will call you and like record your voice and they'll use that to authorize like, I don't know, access to like credit card information or something like that. And I'm like, oh, really? That's awesome. And I even told her, I'm like, I clearly didn't want to answer them, but I feel like I kind of did because you wanted me to answer them. So thanks. And then she even looked it up and like the caller ID number, the area where that came from apparently has a thing that says likely to get scammed from these calls in this area.
Damn. You talk to scam likely? Yeah, no, I don't answer scam like. Wait, sorry. So I don't know if you guys, I'm assuming you guys, I don't know why, I'm guessing you both have Android phones, but
I do.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, so Scott, so you have an iPhone, right, Mike?
I do, yes.
So when you get like a call like that, does your phone say scam likely on it?
It does, yes.
Mine does as well. Corey, do you not get those?
No, I get those. This one just said Jamaica though.
Oh damn! All right, so like, they must have got a brand new number like from not that area. Damn, that's crazy.
I also got to add the follow up where my girlfriend just called them back, and he asked the same thing to her. Like or she asked like who this was. Like she's like, oh, you just called my boyfriend. Who are you? And all I know is he said, fuck you, and then just hung up.
Wow.
Wild. So if I lose everything in the next few weeks, there's the evidence.
Well, great night, Corey. Now I'm terrified because just today I got a phone.
Just burn your phone. Get a new one.
Yeah.
I have to. I don't know because I saw that. I'm like, who could it be? So I stupidly answered it and said hello. And then within a second, I just turned it off. Okay, it's obviously nothing. So I didn't really say anything, but now they have my voice. Are they going to make a clone of me?
Look, Mike, we do a podcast every week for a few months now. They clearly could make robots of us.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Wait,
That's funny.
Are you a robot now?
YouTube, Twitch. No, Mike, I am not a robot.
Whew, thank God.
1
I am.
0 0 1 0 0 0. Ha ha
Beep,
ha.
Beep boop bop beep boop. Not beep boop boop beep. Beep boop bop bop. Insert SpongeBob meme.
Hey, yeah, #1 video game podcast on the world. We talk about video games. We're finally getting to a video game story here. All about Microsoft. We looped it together, because they're buying the Tic Tac. Project xCloud will be available on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate on September 15th. I'm not going to go through the whole article here. I'm kind of just going to say it in layman's term. So Project xCloud is essentially like Microsoft's like streaming service. So it can essentially go to tablets, computers, whatever, and they will essentially stream the game, to whatever you're playing it on, whether it be a phone or your TV or your computer, So it's essentially like they're handling the back end of it. All you really have to do is pay the fee to get access to all these games, which is pretty cool. And Game Pass, it's kind of just a plethora of different games. Notably, Microsoft puts all their first-party games on there, so you can play the newest Halo, Gears, Forza, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
so this is basically,
there's even a follow-up story to this too, where there's the article I just sent you guys is like the items available for pre-order, and Microsoft is actually officially making 3 different accessories for like mobile gaming on your phone. And they literally have one thing that almost looks like a Switch, like Joy-Cons that go on the sides of your phone, but it's like the Xbox controller. So
bro, you already know they're gonna make phones that are like specifically better for gaming.
Yeah, they already have, dude. I think there's like a Razer phone, or that exists.
No, the Razer.
I just bought a new phone a few weeks ago, and there were ones that said gaming phones. I'm like, this is weird.
That is fucking weird. Damn,
it's the future.
But yeah, man, I Microsoft clearly tackling that Switch marketplace, and they could beat it because again, these are like
they're also
you're gonna be able to play Halo Infinite on your phone. Like that's kind of wild.
They're not only tackling Switch, they're also tackling they're taking shots at PlayStation too because you guys
exactly
now, right? Or did you say that? I'm sorry, did
I? They're not. Well, with PS Now, I actually don't know. I don't think PS Now has any sort of like mobile streaming yet. I think PlayStation wants to do that in the future, but they're not there yet. But yeah, this is actually a really big deal though for that argument because this is almost like you can just play it is like the Switch. So you can come home and play your new Xbox Series X on your TV, and then you go to work or whatever, and you bring your phone with your little stupid controller peripheral, and then you can play at your desk or whatever, and you'll use the same save or whatever.
Yeah, but isn't this the exact same thing as the Google Stadia?
Yes, but from what I heard, it's better.
Yeah, I mean, I would say until we see it, then because that's the one thing that the Switch has is that it has the game on the console at all times. Therefore, there's no lag. I think lag is the biggest issue because if you're streaming your games, I just don't think we live in a world right now where streaming games is okay for everyone. I'm sure to some people, the Stadia concept was perfect, but like for the rest of the world, I don't think we're ready yet because you would need like Wi-Fi access at all times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like the constant access to internet, like a fast internet connection. Like, and if you let's say you have fucking Virgin Mobile in like the middle of nowhere, and like you have a terrible connection, you're probably not going to be able to play with the same person who's like on Wi-Fi at their house.
Even it's funny because like again, obviously in the future this could be a possibility, but they even showed like the people who were testing Stadia, and they were in like a big office and had amazing internet speed, and they were still lagging by a good like half a second, and it was like guys, you can't play Call of Duty with this, like whichever the game was. It's like
specifically first person shooters. Those are the hard ones. Like if it's like a solo offline games, that's of course you can do that all day.
But I think another one was like Mortal Kombat. It's like guys, you cannot play
fighting
Mortal
game.
Kombat.
Yeah, they wouldn't work at all.
It's like forget about it.
My two favorite types of games too.
Yeah, it's just not going to work until like at least I don't think the technology's there yet.
You guys nailed it on the head. Yeah.
Yeah.
The internet infrastructure isn't there.
Yeah.
But
it's
I think that like Corey, I think that's the best way to formulate that thought. Yes, the internet infrastructure is not there yet, but that's the one thing that the Switch has is that you play the game at all times. So the game's with you at all times, so there's no lag, and that therefore it's a good.
I mean, you could look like the oh my god, the Virgin pulling out the Switch, but then I could be the Chad pulling out my Power A MAGA XP5X plus Bluetooth controller and playing Halo Infinite.
Damn, son.
So there's that. Speaking of Halo Infinite, nice segue there. Halo Infinite multiplayer is free to play. 343 confirms. Following a leak, 343 Industries has confirmed that Halo Infinite's multiplayer will be free to play and will support 120 FPS on Xbox Series X. Halo's Twitter shared the news saying, "Halo is for everyone. We confirm Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and will support 120 FPS on Xbox Series X. More details will be shared later." That is smart and wild.
Yeah, especially with just the world we live in today. I think they're trying to take advantage of. Oh, well, you're home at least. Yeah, here, we'll throw you a bone. The online is free for this game, so then.
Yeah, so you just play for the game. Like I obviously pay for the game, but like wait, no, the game is completely free. My bad. I don't know why I said pay for the game.
No, just to the multiplayer. Like Halo will have probably some sort of co-op mode and a single player, but this is just like
That's dope. No, that you're right. This is very this is, I don't want to say innovative, but this is very innovative. Like I cannot tell you how annoyed I am when I'm like, I don't really feel like playing for, because I don't have an Xbox, I have a PS4. I don't really feel like, when I don't really feel like paying for PS Plus, that month. Like I know it's only $11, but it's like I don't like the new games that I'm gonna be playing for it. But then if I want to play online, I have to have PS Plus. So it's one of those things where if you just want to play this game, like if Halo's your only game, like essentially if you would have to make the full fucking investment and obviously buy a new Xbox and like the
Well, I mean, Halo Infinite will be on PC, so.
Then no. Oh yeah, you're right. What the fuck am I saying? Yeah. What I think only? Yeah, no. Then yeah, this is very smart in there. And 120 FPS. Yes.
I feel like that's always the point when I bring up, like Microsoft titles like Halo, Gears, even the new Fable coming out. Yeah. Microsoft's business plan right now is that they are releasing all their first-party games on their consoles and on PC through like Steam or the Microsoft Store or whatever. So realistically, if you are a gamer and want the full experience, you just need a Switch, a PS4 or 5, whatever's the newest one, and then a pretty good gaming PC, because then you can play all the Microsoft stuff. You can play just whatever you really want, and you can even have access to VR, which apparently is blowing up right now. I feel like all my friends have a VR rig all of a sudden.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had the pieces and the money I would buy a VR rig, but I'm not gonna buy one anytime soon. But I get what you're saying. That is very true. I've seen a lot of people, because there's a lot of games that support it now. Like I remember like a couple of years ago, like VR was like, oh my god, people, virtual reality, that's crazy. But it's like if you only have like 5 games for your system that came out like that have it, it's like how big is the pool gonna be?
Right. For me, like, I just feel like I still don't really have an interest in it. Like, it still just seems kind of like a gimmicky thing to me. Like, the closest thing that's drawn me in there is that new Half-Life game that came out a few months ago. But, like, other than that, like, I don't know. Like, I'll play around with a VR at someone's house. I don't need to spend the, like, $1,000 or however much they cost to actually own one. And then walk into all my furniture while I'm playing, I don't know, Fallout or whatever.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least with the Microsoft news. Battletoads. It's coming out August 20th. Now you can call GameStop and ask them for Battletoads. That's all.
But I'm pretty sure they're still going to hang up on you because they just are sick and tired of it.
Legally, they're allowed to say, or they should be able to say, no, we don't have it yet. Or it comes out August 20th.
Yeah, but I think they're still going to be sick and tired of it, so they're just going to be like, oh, you damn kids again. Click.
All right, guys, I get it. Everyone's falling asleep with the Microsoft news. All right. We got some Sony news here. You can all wake up again.
I'm awake.
This one's actually kind of crazy, too. Spider-Man is coming to Marvel's Avengers as a PlayStation exclusive. PlayStation has confirmed that Spider-Man will be coming to Marvel's Avengers as a free PlayStation exclusive. Spider-Man will be released post-launch, so he won't be available when Marvel's Avengers is released on September 4th. In a new PlayStation blog post, Marvel's Avengers confirmed that Spider-Man will be added to the player roster in early 2021 at no additional cost to anyone who owns the base game. As previously leaked, Spider-Man will be an exclusive to PlayStation owners. So yes, this is our, Marvel's Avengers, a brand new game coming out. And a lot of people speculated this because I think Sony technically does own some sort of rights to Spider-Man, because they are like now going to be making the movies again. Like I think the deal with like Disney already is gone. So,
bro, so what happened? What happened with the? Sorry guys, I had to take care of something.
No, you're fine.
What happened with the second Spider-Man? The first Spider-Man reboot. So I know. Remember, all right. So Tobey Maguire, like, oh, Uncle Ben. Let's add 3 movies. Cool.
You mean those the one with Mark Ruffalo?
Wait, what?
Or no, what? Not Mark. I always get actors. Franco. No, I don't.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, James Franco. Those are the first three.
Oh,
But
James Franco.
yeah.
Mark.
Mark Ruffalo. I know. I was like, wait, what? Mark Ruffalo was in. Sorry, we're not making funny. Sorry, Corey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I am too. What? But the reboot after that, there were two movies. There was, but
They're
then
the
they
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes,
That's what they were called.
Okay. What happened with those? I heard like something happened with the guy. Like they like basically were just like, yeah, we're not gonna do this with you anymore. Like what happened? You guys know?
I'll fact check everyone with the trump card. It was Andrew Garfield. That's the guy who was Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently I watched both movies and yeah, they're nothing spectacular. I think that they just tried to reboot the series and like it just really didn't work out.
Because they tried to make they keep trying to make Spider-Man like sexy. Does that make any sense?
No.
All right, no one's getting it. All right, let me try to get a little farther with this.
I mean, he's like a teenage boy now. I don't know if you want to say that kind of stuff.
No, and that was the point. I think the first ones they were like, all right, he looks kind of nerdy, but he's a good looking. Tell me why he's a good looking guy. So we'll
I mean, he didn't look like
like
a high school kid personally.
Yeah, he did kind of. Yeah, you're right. But like, okay, you're right with that. They try to maybe have a good balance, but those were good movies. I feel like with the Andrew Garfield, they try to make a sexy Spider-Man. He's a good-looking guy, but like they try to make like a teenager, like a hot like European dude. Like, come on, let's be real.
Yeah, I think he was like a kind of like attractive, like nerdy guy.
Dude, He was in fucking wasn't he the dude in Facebook movie?
Social Network, yeah.
Social Network. He was that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's gorgeous. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are using some poor choice of words here.
I'm using. I have a terrible choice of words.
I get.
I get. But I do have a terrible choice of words. So I will slow down on the point. But like, what I'm trying to say is, even though he's like a teenager, they try to make like him like it's like the same thing they did with Teen Wolf. Those are fucking teenagers, but they were played by adults. Like it didn't make any sense. Like why do you have like weird sex scenes with teenagers? That's just weird to me. Same thing with Spider-Man. Why is he being played by an attractive guy that was just being played? All his other roles were like the attractive friend, or like in Social Network, he was just like the business guy who like looked like the businessman. I don't know, like man, he did not fit with the Spider-Man universe.
He didn't fit the role of Peter Parker, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's really what I'm trying to say. Thank you for saving me, Mike. You know,
I hear you're trying to say, yeah. And it's funny because like we were so used to watching the first one with the first movie series with Tobey Maguire, and that was based off of the cartoon series, that series that was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was only
yeah, exactly.
It's funny. Some people are confused. Like, wait, what's going on here? Where's Mary Jane? I'm like, and I am not even a big comic book nerd. But even I knew. I'm pretty sure that Gwen Stacy was in the comic books. Like that was actually the girl he went after. You know, and that's why this movie series was called The Amazing Spider-Man, to emulate the comic books.
So I get it. They were like, so to combat people being like, wow, you're already remaking the movies. Oh, well, we're making them like the original comic book, and it was still terrible.
Again. Yeah. And then I think with the Marvel Avengers movies coming out, they said, okay, well, let's get Spider-Man in here, and then they rebooted the whole thing again with Tom, whatever his name is.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah. And people, I agree. I think he is a very fitting character for Spider-Man. He looks like a high school kid, you know. And he's like kind of awkward when he talks. It's like, okay, I get it. You're a high school kid. I mean, I'm okay with that. I wasn't blown away by the movies. Just if I can make my little comment, I thought they were good. I like how they brought the Vulture back. He actually is the very first Spider-Man villain.
Michael Keaton.
Cool. Yeah, it was good.
Killed it.
But then I'm just like, people are like, oh, this is the best Marvel movie of all time. I'm like, all right. Not.
They say that about every Marvel movie.
I know, but it gets triggering. It gets very triggering eventually. And obviously, I think they're just milking the fact that they now can make these movies again from Marvel because like the whole Sony thing. You know, it was like a big deal. That oh my gosh, Spider-Man's back in the Marvel movies, like with Marvel characters, not just Spider-Man. You know, it was. I think they were just trying to milk as much as they could, knowing that they can make these movies. That's kind of what it was all about. And
now it gets even really confusing because I kind of mentioned this earlier where like Sony owns like some asset of Spider-Man. So like now like Disney isn't making the movies anymore, but they're gonna make one more movie with Tom Holland to kind of like wrap up his live action one. Then maybe they'll make another new Spider-Man like in another few years. I don't know, because they're doing like they have like that Venom movie with oh my god,
Tom Hardy.
There we go. Yeah.
All these Toms, man.
I literally have a poster right above me of him as Bane. I can't remember. Anyways, yeah.
Oh yeah, from Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yep. What were we talking about? Oh, the movies are very confusing.
I think they need to take a chill pill and stop making all these Spider-Man reboots. Do original. I think the Spider-Verse movies are cool.
I was just gonna say I love the Spider-Verse, and they are making a sequel. You know?
Yes, stick with those spin-off stuff, but stop showing us the exact same movie over and over again. With
stop trying to start a whole like franchise.
Yeah,
like,
I don't need to.
What are you doing?
Like, why are you showing me? Like, I don't need to see Uncle Ben die. Sad enough. Stop showing me Uncle Ben dying.
I honestly
really
think it's
when you think about it.
I think it's honestly just because Spider-Man is like one of the most popular heroes. Like they know Spider-Man will make like Spider-Man's like Batman. Like they keep making a bunch of different Batman movies. They're really making a new one right now with the guy who played Edward from Twilight.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you say to me? What the fuck did you say to me?
Wait, what the hell's his name?
Edward Cullen is playing fucking Batman.
Yep.
To be fair, you gotta.
All right.
To be fair, just drop the idea that he was the guy and that he was the shining vampire.
Dude, he better have thrown on 40 pounds of muscle.
Ben Affleck did. Ben Affleck got like.
Oh shit, that's true.
And Christian Bale. So at least the actors are actually choosing to like fit the role. So hey,
true. You know,
Robert
you're right.
Pattinson,
Robert, I kind of want to say no. Like I do kind of low key like he. As someone who did have female friends back in the day, so I ended up seeing a couple of the Twilight movies. He was a good actor. He was also good in what was he in?
Harry Potter. I think.
He was in Harry Potter. Yeah.
He's
in the Goblet of Fire. Yeah.
Yeah. I say, again, I can't say he's one of my favorite actors because, like, again, I usually just think, oh, he was the vampire in Twilight. It's like, well, I'll give him a chance. Let's see how he does. Because everyone was giving Ben Affleck shit, and I thought he was a great
Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah, I thought he was a great Batman. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. So I'll let them give him a chance. And Batman is just really cool. It's kind of hard. It hasn't done before, but I mean,
sorry, my bad.
So no, it's okay. Xbox, who are they going to get? Who's a loser Marvel hero?
A loser Marvel hero?
Anyone got one? Yeah, back to our story where Spider-Man's exclusive on PlayStation for this Marvel's Avengers game. Who's a bad Marvel hero that Xbox could get?
Captain Marvel?
Ooh.
Wait, wasn't Captain Marvel in DC?
No.
I
digress.
There are two Captain Marvel, aren't there?
There are two Captain Marvel.
You know Shazam?
Oh, fuck. Shazam.
That's Captain Marvel.
Female Captain is Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. Right.
Well, actually, in the Marvel comic books, Captain Marvel had a male. There was like 5 iterations. I don't know how many. There was like 5 iterations. The last iteration was the female. And that's another reason why there's controversy. Because, like, well, why did you choose the female iteration? Because who was the least popular? And that's where all the feminism kicked in, and that's where all the so fun.
That shit's funny to me because I don't take it serious.
I don't either. But the point is, that's where this drama comes from, and that's where it's like, stop being dramatic, stop it all.
Corey wants us to move on because he's got a girlfriend, and he doesn't.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm fucking with you. I'm just trying to create controversy where there is none. Comedy style, it's no.
The best video game podcast on the internet, guys. That's us right here.
Guys, I played a lot of Cosmic Pinball. It's a great game.
I love Super Mario Brothers too.
I like Minesweeper.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was like, he just left. I wasn't.
My bad, guy.
I was like, he literally just left. He was so mad.
Yeah, no. I didn't. No. I have not rage quit a video game in long ass time.
All right, we're gonna steer this back on the road. Hey, news.
Sony State of Play.
There will be more Sony State of Plays. Shit. In fact, there's one coming this Thursday. but there's no major PS5 announcements.
Dude, have they okay, so I did not watch the first one. Did they explain what Fat Kratos is?
What?
Fat Kratos. The screen cap. Look at the article. Like, look at that the Kratos in this picture in the
I mean,
IGN,
Kratos as like a dad with the beard.
That's Fat Kratos.
What do you mean? Explain it. There was a game in 2018 that came out called God of War.
You mean Dad of War?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Oh shit!
It's
Okay,
fantastic. Go get that game and play it. It's really good. I never played any God of War games, and I loved it.
It explains why he's fat, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Dad of War.
He's a dad. He's got dad bod.
Dad bod of War.
I thought he was supposed to be like. Damn, I had a whole nother idea. I was hoping you guys would tell me like, yo, he like had a family, but then he died, but then he was depressed, but he's like, no, I still got to be the God of War. But he's fat now.
He
just really likes meatball pizza, and he couldn't stop eating it.
He eats a lot of meatball pizza, Swedish meatball pizza. You'll get the reference if you play the game.
Yeah,
and he also does a lot of this. He'll go, boy. He'll do a lot of that because he has a son. Go play the fucking game. You'll get it. It's a great game.
Corey doesn't want to hear my bullshit. He's like, fuck you. That was a good game. Don't bullshit. Don't shit on Fat Kratos. I get that, too. Because people would be doing that to me with my favorite games. I'm like, bruh, fuck you. Just play the game. Stop shitting on it. I'm like, I just want to know why he's fat.
He got old. That's what happens, bro.
Yeah,
that's true. You're right.
And he had a son of war.
I mean, he's not even really fat. Like, you could look up pictures. I think
no,
he's
you're
still
right.
muscular.
No. I think
he's
I just
god.
see that. You know what I see?
How many gods are fat?
I'm gonna show you what I mean. It was a specific like screen cap like that was from that same thing that like just made him. I was like,
Fair
why?
enough.
I think it was the angle. I was.
Is it like the Photoshop thing with like Vin Diesel? It's like, oh man, look how fat Vin Diesel was.
No, it was on the PS. It was like specifically on like the PS Plus. Like,
if you guys ever see a picture of me, it's not photoshopped. I am that fat. Heyo.
That's what I'm saying. Like they made him Fat Kratos. Like you guys know exactly what picture I'm talking about.
No, I don't. He's not fat. He stayed in shape as a dad. He's a god. He's immortal. He's not fat. Quit telling me he's fat.
I see. I don't know.
I see abs.
Those are abs.
God, if that's
I played the game. He's not fat.
If that's fat, then I am a sumo wrestler.
It's the angle.
I agree. I belong on my 600-pound life if he's fat.
He doesn't look like maybe
for
he
listeners.
looks like
he's literally just using the box art. Go look up the God of War box art. That's your reference.
No, I'm not denying it. I'm definitely using the box art. I'm just saying he looks like Fat of War here.
That's just the armor, and he's old. He is okay. He is old. If you look up pictures of Kratos from the other games, like yes, there was like honestly probably like 20 or 30 years between them.
I think it's because he's a beard now. I think he didn't have a beard in the earlier.
No,
games.
yet. Oh wait, I think he just had a goatee. I think you're right.
Yeah, so the beard makes him look like he's fat. I think it's part of the dad bod. He has that like scruffy beard, the beard of war.
Maybe in the next game he'll get even fatter. That's how he like evolves. You know, it's like a Pokemon.
Boy, give me the meatball pizza.
The Swedish meatball pizza.
It is funny because him having a son reminds me of like that first scene in the first game, which you didn't play, so you wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
Wait, okay, no, wait. I did play a little bit of God of War. I played the one on the PSP. I actually had the God of War PSP. It was really cool. I wish I never got rid of it. But anyways, yes, I think I know what you're talking about. In those original games, you could just bang, you know.
Yeah, bonus points for it.
It was obviously off screen, but yes, the screen would shake, and there would be, of course, your, you know, just YouTube sex sound clip, girls, you know. I digress. But yeah, you get points for it. It's fun.
I'm just saying, comparing this most recent one I just posted to the last like 3, I'm just like, wait, I get it, I understand, but to me, it's just like he was just looked like lean and cut. Like,
all right, well, it's funny when you hold these figures side to side. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
He is a little wider.
Yeah, but I think that
I get what you guys are saying. I'm going extra with this.
But Abra, you know what? Now that you showed me this, like now I see what you're saying. I get it.
That's all I'm saying. And it's not like I'm just in my head because I think I played it. I recently played like the first few ones. It's funny you say that, Corey. and like I did recently play like the first like few ones, so I'm like in my head he's this guy like just jumping around like this fucking acrobat. So like when I saw the PS4 screen cap, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, is there
Fair enough,
something
fair
wrong with Kratos?
Does he like heave and haul like? I'm out of shape. Like when you play as him or something like that.
Oh shit!
You know, I think he does kind of do that a little bit.
Did you think?
Right. So someone did this little extra. Like this isn't the original. I'm gonna send you guys this one, but someone did Bod of Dad. That's fucking hilarious.
There you go. That's what I look like.
That
I'm only 26, not a dad.
yeah, same Corey, same.
Oh man.
Fucking quarantine.
That's
I was gonna be fucking.
That's a great game.
Bro, I think if you guys get PS Now, I think the original, like the first like 3 are on PS Now, right? Actually, I have PS Now. Let me switch over to one screen and see what's on this.
Are we even talking about video game news anymore?
Oh shit, my bad, guys. I know I went on a tangent here. We had a whole debate about God of
About the Kratos.
about God of
That sounds like a STD. I shouldn't say it like that.
the Kratos. Nah, it's Kratos from eating
Call
too much
your
Kratos.
doctor if you think
Oh,
you've
man.
contracted Kratos.
You got the diabetes and the Kratos.
I was
Okay, well
trying
that's
not to
really
think-
sad because he just died. Wilford Brimley.
Oh really?
He died like a few days ago, guys.
Wait, wait. Why am I just hearing this? Like,
I didn't.
I
know that
didn't make
either,
this
bro.
up. I was like, should I include this
is
in the
that next article?
stories?
Is that the next article?
No. I didn't come here to mock. Whatever. I don't even mock diabetes. Like, that's a great joke. I love him for that.
You love him for having diabetes?
God bless. God bless diabetes.
Corey, you're going to hell. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
God
Corey,
bless.
you're terrible. You're a terrible person, Corey.
I'm probably going to get diabetes.
First, you're gonna get the bot of dad. Then
Dog. I feel bad. I never took diabetes seriously because I had 2 family members with it, but like they were super good at managing it. So when like one of our friends who like I'm not gonna say his name on the podcast because I don't want to. I'm sure.
I think I know what you mean.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. So whenever I would make jokes, like he made jokes himself, so like people would be mad at me when I make diabetes. I was like, "Fuck you, my family members have diabetes. They don't fucking complain. Just put the needle in your on your side, pussy."
I
Sorry, that sounds so fucked up. But
No. You're good. You're good. I can briefly tell a story about this friend of ours. When we were in high school, we had this brilliant idea where we're like, hey, we're going to have like a LAN party and we're going to see how many sodas we can drink in one night. And this was this was between like maybe like 8 of us, I want to say. And we just got, like a bunch of those like big 12 packs of cans.
Oh, Jersey Fridays.
Yeah. Pretty much everything you want, every flavor of Mountain Dew, a bunch of different Cokes, and pretty much anything you'd like. We had our personal vending machine.
High school, like gamer kid, like friend, like
lots of
whiteout.
Whiteout. Mountain Dew Whiteout was big in my high school.
Oh my god, all the Mountain Dew.
I can't drink Whiteout anymore because I drank way too much Whiteout.
I have no sperm anymore. Too much.
Whiteout literally tastes like sperm to me now. Looks like it too.
Wait, so you? All right.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Back to the story now.
Sperm tastes like.
That's another story.
I was letting it go. I was thinking, Mike.
So yes, as we gamed, we drank many, many sodas. Honestly, I didn't drink that many because I'm not a big soda guy. Like I'll have maybe one can, maybe two.
No, that's funny you say that. Those nights made me stop because I would have like terrible stomach problems after.
Yeah. But our friend that Abra just talked about, I want to say he probably had at least like a whole like one of those like brown cardboard like 12 packs of cans. Like who knows of what every kind, like just mixing it up like a nice little buffet of sodas.
Yeah.
And like literally like a few days later, he had to go to the doctor and contracted type 2 diabetes.
Wait, that's how it happened? What the fuck?
I don't know if that's what initiated it, but it kind of was like the stepping stones that led to it.
Bruh, because
we were like, oh my god.
That's crazy. I thought you were going to tell the whole nother. Yeah, that's before I met y'all.
Yeah, it was. That's probably like sophomore, junior year.
I was going to tell a whole nother story about how this motherfucker almost died by having a frappe. Oh, man. You already know what I'm about to say, Corey. This motherfucker went to McDonald's without like taking his insulin. And like he had a fucking frappe.
I actually forgot about that until you just said it.
Yep, and McDonald's frappes have so much sugar in them. Like if you're fucking diabetic and you need insulin, do not fucking eat those shits. He went into a diabetic coma.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. Like he was out. We weren't sure. I guess they weren't sure for like a day if he was going to come out. Like it wasn't one of those things where like he was out for like a couple days and it was like we all don't know if he's going to make it. It was maybe like I think a day, like to the point where he didn't even like his family didn't even tell us yet. Like, but it was. I'm not going to give any details, but yeah, the fucking diabetes. That was the story I wanted to tell about that. That's fucking crazy. But I know that's how he. That's what that. I'm just gonna. I know we can't say that that's how it kickstarted, but I'm gonna say that's how it kickstarted. I know Corey's not gonna co-sign that, but I will. That's crazy. Shout out to him though. I hope he's doing okay.
All right, next topic.
Next topic.
What were we talking?
Nothing. Yeah, no, you got thrown away. Yeah, no, you got. I went off on a yeah, no. I'll die on that hill.
High school, great times.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Who needs, going to parties, getting a little drunk, getting a little wasted, when you could just sit in a basement with a bunch of TVs and Xboxes and probably all the sodas that they had at Costco.
Bro, we weren't missing anything. I know you're joking, but we weren't missing anything at those fucking parties.
Oh, no.
I went to a couple of those myself. Somehow senior year, I got invited to a few. Not much, just same shit. Kids sitting around drinking, pretending they're having fun. We were having way more fun. If I'm being very real with you, we were having way more fun, just us.
There's there were a lot of fun nights. That's a good times.
Those are all the nights I can think back to where I'm like, fuck yeah. Like
it was just a good, chill atmosphere. For people who don't know, we just did LAN parties, but we wouldn't even, play the games together. We'd all just play the same game. Games. Usually it was whatever the newest Call of Duty was, but half the room was I had a 360, so it was the 360 people, and then the other half was the PlayStation people, and we would just all hang out, and it was fun. We got a shit ton of soda and pizza.
Because it was a dope atmosphere. It was when people rent out fucking houses just to when they all work from home, and they just want to be able to be in an atmosphere have fun. Sorry, I didn't burp there, but yeah, no, it was one of those things where it was you're right. We didn't all end up playing. We weren't just it wasn't just a tournament. You're over here, let's do this. It was all right, well, a couple of us are gonna play this, a couple of us are gonna play this. I think in that same session is where I learned how to play League of Legends because I think I was just playing on laptop with somebody, and they were yeah, no, you never played League before? All right, I'm gonna show you how to play this. I know that fucking killed the Wi-Fi or the internet though. I am very curious as to how we kept those connections up because I remember my Wi-Fi at home was terrible.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never even thought about that.
Dude, I do.
I can't imagine just the parents who were just trying to go on AOL or something.
Well, I feel at that point his parents weren't even the internet type. I think we looked at where his parents weren't even the internet type parents. They were the actual watch cable. They had a cable box.
Yeah, you're right. That's
so
true.
We lucked out where they were yeah, whatever. We can just watch I don't know, some murder mystery.
All right. Let me just take the wheel here and just steer right back onto the road. The road of video game news.
Wait, no, there's a deer. I'm sorry, my bad. That was terrible.
Oh, that was a close one.
I mean, it is Pennsylvania. There are a lot of deer on the roads.
Oh yeah. Now fun times. Here.
Raccoons, possums, bears.
Yeah, no, dude. Living in the city, so the listeners who don't know, I do live in Philadelphia, and I've been living in this. I've been there for 3 years. I'm originally from just a smaller town in PA. Like I said, me and Corey are from the same town, and I haven't seen deer in forever. I went down to Westchester recently, a couple maybe not recently, but maybe 6 months ago, or maybe almost at this point almost a year ago to do a job, and I remember just seeing a group of deer at night. I was like, what the fuck? I haven't seen this in 2 years almost. So yeah, no, I know. I don't know why I decided to go on a deer rant there, but nature's nice, guys. Get outside when you can. I know you can't really be outside, but
yeah, you can go into the woods. There's no COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no COVID in the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Just zombies.
Yeah, just funguses that are gonna take control.
Yeah, take control of people.
What is this podcast anymore? Are we just talking about the woods?
It's the podcast.
Yeah, I feel like I keep pulling us off. I keep pulling us off track.
Get back on the road.
Thing, and I'm like, nah, let's
I think we're in like the water by now.
At this point, yeah.
All right.
Hey, what would a podcast be if there weren't any tangents? I mean, come on.
Good point.
Very true. Yeah. No, let's just talk about the next point, guys. I don't know why we keep getting off track. That's fucking. Oh my god, I would hate that shit if there was someone like that. Unless we were always off track.
They're not welcome here on the Level Up podcast.
Exactly. I realize I've been on this.
All right, real quick. I thought this was cool. Back on our stories. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. This is a good game that came out last year.
Not to be confused with the anime Sekiro.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. But yes, very confusing. Anywho, it'll be getting a free update on October 29th that will add Boss Rush, new outfits, and remnants system that will allow players to send messages to help others on their journey. I thought this was cool. I mean, you see this happen with a few games here and there. Like, they'll add, like, bonus content into the game. Like, essentially free DLC. Like, this game is just getting not a lot of new content, but a little bit of new content. And like I said, it's all free. And I think that's really neat. That's really all I wanted to point out.
No, that actually sounds dope. Damn. See, here's the problem. None of the games I've been playing recently have anything like this, where it's like, oh, we're super revamping this shit.
I'm not sure what Sekiro is.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know looking at this.
It's not what I was expecting when I compare it to Sekiro.
Oh, it's nothing like Sekiro. Yeah, no, Sekiro is definitely no. That screen cap tells you everything you need to know about it.
All right. Hey, babe, can you buy me the new Sekiro game? Yeah, sure. What is this garbage? There's boobs
She comes
everywhere.
home and slaps you.
Yeah.
How dare you?
You pervert.
All right, here at the Level With Me podcast, we are the number one Nintendo shills. Unfortunately, this week, I mean, there's like a rumor going around that there's going to be a direct soon. I mean, that happens like every 30 seconds anyways. No More Heroes Switch port rated in Taiwan. No More Heroes has been rated for Nintendo Switch by the Taiwan Digital Game Rating Committee, potentially signaling a new release for the 2008 cult classic game. As spotted by Gamitsu, a listing for Marvelous Inc., No More Heroes was found on the ratings board website with Switch listed as the game's platform. In a 2018 interview with Nintendo, game director Suda51 teased that he had been talking with Marvelous about potential Switch ports for No More Heroes and its 2010 sequel, Desperate Struggle. I am super hype if this is true. No More Heroes is a fantastic game. Honestly, a little bit underrated game on the Wii. I feel like I think like it might have had a little bit of infamy because it was kind of like an edgy adult game on the Wii. Like there was swearing, there was a lot of like blood and gore,
innuendo and everything. I think it's kind of like a game. It's like recognition.
Yeah. And it had like it was made by Suda51. He's infamous for making these really neat like stylized games, and No More Heroes is very stylized. Literally, the main character has a lightsaber, which is super cool. I love No More Heroes. I hope this is true because I would gladly pay for an HD remake or whatever this would be.
Yeah, I'm always down for the HD ports. It just it just gives you another chance to play the game again. And again, like right now, it's like, yes, I can go back and play it on my Wii, but I have to go set it up, and it's like, I'm
also curious to know if they do port this, if it's gonna be like, oh hey, you can just play it, on the gamepad, not that you have to use motion controls, because it was
like when you're playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I mean, not that I would hate that, because I think the Switch like Joy-Cons are actually pretty good compared to like the Wiimote, but it's just I'd rather just hold a controller. I prefer playing games like that.
Yeah, I would say I think what they should do with any Wii port, just give us the capability of optional controls. If you want to use the Joy-Con gyroscope, sure, or if you want to just play with the Pro controller, like that should be an option too.
If you want to strap your Switch into the Labo cardboard thing and play with that, go right ahead. Remember Labo?
Well,
That thing's dead.
Well, that's kind of the thing, is like, because if you are playing on the go, I don't want to throw my Switch of it, like to fling my Switch everywhere.
You'll have to get out that minuscule kickstand, put it on a table, and stand up and swing those little Joy-Cons around.
Yeah, while you're on the airplane.
My spleen. Anywho, that's all the news. Look, we made it through, guys. It only literally took like, what, 2 hours?
2 hours. That's it.
Anyways, now we enter our second half of the podcast. What we've been watching and playing. Abra, I'm going to put the spotlight on you. What have you been watching and playing recently?
Watching? I just recently watched, like, in full all 3 John Wick movies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Very underrated series because it is exactly what you expect. It is an action movie. It is Keanu Reeves saying 7 lines per movie. It is a bunch of fights. It is a character that's like, because here's how one of my friends described John Wick. And like I said, I'd only recently watched all 3, like the last one, like having seen all 3. And obviously the movies came out years ago. I remember my one friend describing it as, you fuck with this guy? Come on. You could have fucked with anybody else, but you had to fuck with this guy. God damn. And it's just that for like the whole movie. It's like, yeah, no, why are you fucking with John Wick? Stop fucking with John Wick. John Wick's gonna kill you. John Wick can do anything. I know where else I wanted to go with that, but I've been into John Wick movies. As far as movies, damn, anime. I mean, if we can go into anime a little bit, I just recently started watching Fire Force came back. One of the best animes of all time. Love that show. What else? Here, sorry, let me pull up my Crunchyroll.
Oh, I actually want to watch Fire Force. I heard good things.
Oh, dude, beautiful series. It's one of those series where like I can tell they're like gunning for like, you know how like there's like, I don't know how to describe it. You know how like certain animes were just like going for the top spot. Like you could tell with like the animation for Attack on Titan, they were going for the top spot to be like a well-known anime. Like they did not want to be chump. Like they like waited 4 years to put out their second season.
Yeah, I get what
like
you're saying.
they were not gonna have a drop off like in quality. Fuck that. I feel like Fire Force has done that so far. They've like so far. I still love the series. Like I have not tapered off from that at all. I really want to watch their remake of Digimon.
Yeah, I wanted to look into that too. The animation looks really nice.
Yeah, I want to check that out. I want to get back into Case Closed because I watched it as a kid and I thought that was a really dope anime. But I haven't like there's nothing like recent that's coming out aside from like I said like Fire as far as like that aside from like anime like Fire Force. There's no like movies I'm really like anticipating that's like live action like
Sure, yeah.
Like personally, it's not like I live in like the anime world like that crazy, but it's like there's nothing and like there's no like move. I mean that's like anything. There's no really like movies that are like really shaking the I don't know how to say it. Shaking shit up like recently. But as far as video games, and like obviously like Corey, like you guys have known, like I do Let's Plays with Corey on his channel. On my channel. Last Out Entertainment. We don't know why I said his channel. On Last Out Entertainment, we do Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Let's Plays.
That's right.
Where we essentially do our own like essentially I guess mini podcast while we Corey plays and we just talk about commentary about the
Pretty
game
much.
and nostalgia. Yeah. But as far as other games I've been playing, I'll try to go away from the ones I don't obviously have like Let's Plays on my channel for. So I've been replaying Sonic Adventure 1 because the animation is so bad. It's just like God, I used to worship this game as a kid.
Have you gotten the casino slot eyes yet?
I have not. I'm only halfway through the game, but I'm definitely gonna get those. I'm fucking getting those.
Do you know what this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I low key don't, but I kind of want to get through it so I can remember it.
You might see it, but anyway, if you do, We'll talk about it later, but yeah, that's probably one of my favorite glitches in Sonic Adventure is the.
Fuck, I feel like I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
I'm just gonna spoil it when like the graphics kind of glitch out and their eyeball like rolls back into a socket like a slot machine. Like,
yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. That shit's funny because of the fucking because like their eyes are huge too. That's what makes it so funny. I've been replaying a lot of like just older games because I got PS now. Like Destroy All Humans 2 is one of the most fun games ever, I think. Just because you just get to like essentially it's like an open world. Like it's like GTA before GTA. Except you're an alien. You get to run around and like fuck with people. What else have I been playing? I want to say that's it. Aside from Star Wars Battlefront 2. I've been playing too much of that. That's all. I'd wake up and play that game. At least that's one of those games where like I need at least like 10 to 15 minutes per day playing, which isn't a lot, but that's like one of those things where like I felt like I need my fix. Because I don't know about you guys, but like I don't know if you guys have one of those like times where you work a shit ton where you're like, bro, I just need to. I don't know how to say it, but like I just need to like just play a quick game and then like get off whatever I'm doing. That was it. That was it for me. Like come in like to a hard day's work, play some Battlefront, go to bed.
I've been there.
I completely understand that. And I mean, I'll just take the baton and talk about my week and say that my version of Battlefront 2 is Legends of Runeterra, which I started last week, but I have just been playing non-stop. And it's really dangerous considering you can just it links to your phone, so I can either play it while I'm in front of my computer or literally anywhere with my phone. And I just got a Galaxy S20, like the newest phone, so it's all nice and smooth and crisp. So like it's the same game, like it's just touchscreen, and it's so good. I'm so addicted to this game. I love it so much. I can't stop like thinking about the game and always thinking about like altering my deck or making different decks. Like
it's one of those.
I'm so into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
because
that's how I was when I got into Hearthstone. It's just like, oh wow, it's a brand new card game to start playing.
Yeah, and I just keep like I'm trying to think like I've been playing last week. I think I was talking about how I was playing the expeditions, which are kind of just like where you draft your deck, like you'll pick different things randomly. And now that I know, I'm getting pretty familiar with the game. Now I've been playing a lot of just the ranked matches, like with a deck I have, and I just want to modify it and make it the best it can be.
Exactly. You want to get to be the best of the game. So it's one of those like where you're like you enjoy it so much, like you part of it is like being like is building and like adding onto it yourself. Yeah.
And like I feel like I soon am gonna have to look up like stuff online about like maybe the meta of this game, because like I've honestly right now just been taking it all to myself, like learning the game, seeing how cards interact, seeing, you know, what works and what doesn't work. Like, oh, I should save these cards for these plays or yada, yada, yada. So I might need to look at that in the future, but I'm just worried I might get like altered, because I get really like hung up when I'll see like, oh, the deck that I love is actually the worst deck, but I'm doing well with it. And I'll be like, oh, should I be playing the worst deck? Like I even do that with Smash. I'll be like, should I play Link? Like Link is kind of low in the tiers. Should I be playing a better, you know? It's like you shouldn't worry about that kind of stuff. Play whatever you have fun with.
Exactly, and that's my thing, because I'd be the same way. Like when I'll play like My Hero 1's Justice 2, and I'm like, All Might's not high on the rank list, but I get to beat the shit out of people, and he's the best hero. I'm still gonna play with him. Yeah, he's All Might. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Not fuck you, Corey, but you know what I mean. It's like, oh my god.
No. It was just funny because you got a little carried away there. Like,
yeah, it's all right. Fuck you. But my bad. Corey, is there more you wanted to add to that?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. My girlfriend was ordering food, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, I want something.
Oh no. Yeah. No. Go ahead. My bad.
I told her I'm good. So yes, I've been playing a lot of Legends of Runeterra. I'm really enjoying that. I really want to start streaming that game. That's like the perfect stream game. I just need to get back in the flow of actually streaming.
And playing at the same time.
Yeah. But I really enjoy that game, and I'd even like to meet like other streamers who play it, and even a couple of my friends I've been chatting to about it who play the same game, and I'd love to be able to play with them in the near future. But yes, I do have a couple of things I'd like to talk about. I literally didn't watch anything really of significance. A couple episodes of Community here. Not really. No movies. I should watch more movies, but I didn't get a chance to this weekend. We did play a little bit more Pokemon Let's Go. I literally forgot what we did, so I had to review the footage before the podcast.
No, you're good.
And as I was reviewing it, I realized, we really didn't do too much, even though we did 2 half-hour episodes. We got to
ventured around a lot.
Yeah, we got to like the peak of the Pokemon Tower that we could, and then there was a Pokemon that was too big, and it intimidated Pikachu or Sasuke, and we had to leave. We need the Sylph Scope. I thought you get the Sylph Scope at the top of the tower, but I think you need it. No. You need to get it from is it Celadon City?
Yeah, if you want, I can tell you where you have to go.
Because that's no, I was gonna say that's where we're going now. I believe Celadon City, which is where the 4th gym is. Correct?
You're correct.
Okay, so yeah, we're on that process, and also when we were going back that way, we ran into Team Rocket, and I forget if they like kidnapped a Cubone or they have some sort of scheme they're working on. So we're kind of like on their tail, like trying to catch up to them in the Pokemon Let's Go story.
Oh yeah, true.
But besides that, yeah, I think we're just like rambling about stuff, like just a lot of battles. You know, I don't think we caught any new Pokemon yet because, like I said, we don't have the Sylph Scope, so we can't capture like Ghastlies.
No, man, we're trying to complete that Poker Rap.
We mentioned how it does kind of suck because like Ghastly is the only Gen 1 Ghost Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it's just Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like once we get the Sylph Scope in the Pokemon Tower, it's just gonna all be Ghastlies.
Yeah,
maybe a Haunter here or there.
Yeah, like one Haunter, but it's been mostly Ghastly in that tower. Because you were right, Gengar is gonna show up later in the gym in a
Elite Four.
With Elite Four.
Yeah,
that's funny. Shit, that probably means Dragonite might not show up till then either.
That also just made me think that if we're about to get the 4th gym, we are getting like relatively close to like halfway through the game already. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, shit, that's true.
I mean, I might need to grind some more. We'll see. Right now, we've been pretty all right with our teams.
Yeah.
We've been messing people up with Bubble. Shout out to Drops.
Shout out to the animations for that game, though. Some of those moves are like, they really put a lot of
Remember Earthquake? That looked really cool.
Yeah, Earthquake's scary as fuck. I'm not going to lie.
It's the best move in the game. It really is.
Yeah, no. I figured it was like Earthquake. Zippy Zap is actually like scary as fuck.
Zippy Zap looks really cool.
No, I shouldn't say it looks scary.
They didn't need to go that hard, but they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's great. I'm really enjoying that. And I'm enjoying playing it with you, Abra. We have good conversations.
We do, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, we were just like, yeah, word. Yeah, no, hit him like that. No, throw the Pokeball better like that.
Or commenting on all the different trainers we encounter. Like, remember we met our first gamer character?
Yeah,
the gamers. We fought the gamer type who is this old man with a beard. It's not like video games. It's like, poker or dice or something. But I was like, yeah, I bet that guy's like 26 or something.
Yeah, I bet Game Bro Corey when he's 35.
Me, yeah, pretty much.
Matt Reed too.
Yeah, that game's great. I also very briefly started a little game called Gato Roboto. So sometimes you can look it up. Sometimes when I'm just like really bored and like I don't feel like recording or I don't want to play a multiplayer game, I'll just dive into my plethora of indie Switch games that I buy on sale and they sit on my Switch and I'll be like, oh, just randomly pick this up and start playing through it. So Gato Roboto is like, it kind of looks like an original Game Boy game. It's just black and white. Well, I guess the original Game Boy was green and white, but you play as this little cat who basically the ship crash landed and the cat got out and the pilot's stuck in the ship. And your cat finds essentially a Samus style spacesuit, like a robot and a blaster.
I'm intrigued already.
And it appears that it's very much like the original like Metroid, like very like you go around in this suit. You can also like get out as the cat and the cat can like access, it's almost like I would say kind of like the morph ball equivalent, like you can get into smaller areas and access other power-ups and stuff. I forget, I just got a power-up before I stopped playing. I didn't play for very long. I only played for like a half an hour. But I love the visuals. Again, it's very old school. Good music. The gameplay was also very smooth and fun. But yes, it's essentially like a very like low budget like Metroid style game, but it's really cool. Honestly, that's why I wanted to play it, Mike, because I'm like, oh, you'd appreciate this.
Interesting.
It's also pretty cheap too, because I think it's a somewhat short game. So I'd look it up. It's Gato Roboto. I think you can get it on Switch. You can get it on Steam. You know, it's a little indie game. And then last but not least, the most notable thing that I kind of played is, like I mentioned way in the beginning of the podcast, me and my girlfriend were celebrating our anniversary, and my girlfriend took the whole weekend off. And on Friday, she floated by the idea, hey, would it be cool if I just play through Conker's Bad Fur Day and you kind of like just chill with me and watch me play it? And I'm like, absolutely. I love that kind of stuff. So that proceeded to happen. I sat down with her and she completed Conker's Bad Fur Day. I got to experience all of that game. And honestly, I think that's probably one of the first rare games I've ever got to see like front to back. And let me just say it. That game is a trip, man.
Isn't it? It's amazing. I love that game so much.
I did not expect. I mean,
it's raunchy, isn't it? Like, it's amazingly raunchy.
I'm gonna spoil it, but I mean, this game came out like we were playing on the Xbox, so this was like the remastered one, but still, it's like over 20 years old. But yes, like Mike said, basically this is like a 2D or 3D platformer, and it's going for like the time where Conker is supposed to be this very cutesy like squirrel mascot platformer character, but the whole the main like gimmick is that it's very crude humor. Like there's a lot of like it kind of reminded me of South Park with all the like Mike even said raunchy's a good word too. Like a bunch of like poop and fart jokes. Conker literally at the beginning is getting drunk at a bar and like stumbles home. I think he throws up. It's very like raw. And honestly, that's why I appreciate it. It's very unique. There aren't a lot of games that have that like very what I would call a Nintendo quality. But then at the core, it's like, oh, this is just like filthy, dirty. I love this, man. This is cool.
Disgusting.
And hey, it's also not a bad video game. It's a fun 3D platformer with a lot of varied gameplay sections. Literally every level is like completely different.
Yep.
It literally starts with like you just doing like normal 3D platform stuff. Then there's like this big like swimming section and you're like going through this like mechanic. Like it starts in a very like cartoony like woodland area. Then you're in like this very mechanical underground like water lab. Then there's like segments later in the game where Conker literally goes to war and you get a machine gun and you're killing these like Nazi teddy bears and it's like a third person shooter. This place goes all over it's wild. I didn't experience all the I wasn't prepared for all the references in this game. Like really, really late in the game. Like this game came out like I want to say, Mike, when did this originally come out? Conker's Bad for like 99
for the
2000?
N64? No, 2001. I think it was like at the very end of the N64's lifespan. I think.
Okay, well that makes sense because there is a very blatant Matrix reference where. At one point, I forgot to mention, literally one of the characters is pretty much Lola Rabbit. Her name is it Bernie? Birdie.
I forget the name.
Birdie.
Conker's girlfriend. I forget what her name is.
Birdie? Barry. Thank you. My girlfriend correcting me again.
Barry.
Shout outs to Megan. She always corrects me.
Thanks,
but yeah,
Megan.
Barry, you can look her up. She literally looks like Lola Rabbit or even just Bugs Bunny, but like super thicko mode. Like she's got,
thicko mode.
Go look it up.
That's wild,
but anyways, who cares what she looks like?
I'm going to give you your credit for thicko mode. I've never heard that before.
Who cares what she looks like? Later in the game, there's this one point where you have to get across this big ditch where the bridge is just out. And you get across there, and here comes Barry, and she's strapped up in this, like, leather trench coat with, like, sunglasses. I'm like, this reminds me of The Matrix. And I'm like, no, they're not referencing The Matrix right now, are they? And then at one point, Conker's like, I'm only going to... I can't do a Conker. I'm only going to do this if I get one of those cool trench coats, too. And then, sure enough, you rob a bank... And Conker and Bernie are dressed like Morpheus and is it Trixie, who's the female, whatever her name is. But yes, you're doing Matrix moments. Like there's a section where it's third person shooting, and you literally jump from cover, and it's like slow mo, and it's that slow mo sound effect. I love the sound effects in this game too. Like literally, I could go find all the sound effects. It's like the cheapest, all the free like horrible sound effects that you've heard in every show, every movie. I love it.
Yeah, I always said I always said the game's like a Tex Avery cartoon.
It's great
as a video game. Yeah, it's very well done.
And then the kicker, all the way at the end of the game, the final boss, you meet your main villain early in the game. I think it's
the Panther
King Panther, or yeah. And he's just sitting on this throne, and he's with like his like Nazi scientist doctor who's in like a floating wheelchair. And then all of a sudden, like the Panther King's like, I'm not feeling too good. And out pops a goddamn xenomorph. And then Conker gets the power mech suit on, and it's like, okay, now we're just Alien. We're referencing Alien. What the fuck is this game? I love it. And not only that, but literally the last segment of the game also references Mario 64, because you literally throw the xenomorph out of the spaceship into the space, like how
That's
Ripley,
crazy.
and you swing it around like you throw Bowser as Mario, and Mario. This game was wild. I loved it.
Damn.
It was a good game.
Oh my god, this game. All Conker wants to do, he wants to just get home and drink beer. That's all he wants, and that's relatable. Conker, put Conker
money.
in Smash, you cowards.
You cowards.
Oh, I love that game so much.
We got Banjo, so I'm just grateful we got Banjo.
And the game is like exploding with personality that you'd expect from a Rare game. I love going up to all the different things with eyeballs, and they're like telling me to fuck off. I'm like, great, yes, just like reality. The money is always like, you want a piece of me? You looking for some green? I love it. So I actually did play, like, my girlfriend let me play a couple segments of the game, and I actually did enjoy the brief moments I got to play in terms of the gameplay. Again, this game goes all over the place. I will say this game, I don't know why they do this, Mike. Who makes a 3D platformer and puts fall damage, dude? Why?
Yeah,
Funny.
If you want it,
That's actually hilarious.
that's probably one of the very few bad things about the game is that Conker cannot fall, or you'll lose one of your anti-gravity chocolate
And
pieces.
Abra, you don't even understand. Like, my man just does a jump, and then he has a tail, so he can do like a tails like spin jump afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But if he falls from that, like, he literally takes 1 pip of damage. It's like, bro, you can't even land and you take damage? Like, honestly, that part was bad. I don't understand why they'd put fall damage in a platformer. Granted, I will say there's health everywhere. Like, Conker's health is like chocolate. Like, he'll eat it, and there's always, like, good chomping ASMR. But, yeah, that's all over the place. I forgot to mention another great character. Her name's Jugga. Go look up Jugga. The caveman wife who's like
funny,
the size of a she's like 15 feet, man. Jugga. Oh my, that game's amazing. If you have an Xbox One, go play that game, because I think you can buy it. I didn't even mention how much trouble we had playing this game. So my girlfriend actually had the physical copy on the Xbox original, put that in the 360, didn't work. Then I cleaned the disc very thoroughly. Also didn't work. I'm like, awesome. She then looked up the game digitally on the 360 marketplace, and it was only $10. So I'm like, oh, I'll buy it for you. That's nothing. Literally, like, had issues loading it from the thing on, like, the digital version of it. It wouldn't load. Sometimes it would freeze. Like, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, that was a great experience. I'm a Conker fan now. I like that game a lot. It has a lot of personality. It's funny. Yeah, I guess that's my week.
That's a good week.
Mike, how was your week?
My week was it was okay. Definitely nothing too crazy. As far as watching things, I only really tried to watch the show, and I barely watched the very first episode. So this is kind of just like, again, I plan to keep watching this, and it is the Witcher series. It's on Netflix now. At least I think season. I think
really
season 1
to get around to that.
Yeah, and that's actually what was I gonna say? A video game I wouldn't mind giving a shot. I just haven't had a chance yet, and so I figured, let me just watch the show to kind of get into it. about like, the guy's like a monster hunter and he fights not only just like vampires or whatever, I don't know, but he fights just random monsters. And it's kind of set in like a world like a Elder Scrolls world, So it seems like it's a lot of fun. I want to give it a shot. And so unfortunately, I only got to about like a little bit into the first episode, and it has my attention. I want to keep watching it, but I just didn't get a chance to continue watching it. So that's going to be what I probably watch this week.
Word.
As far as playing goes, I was playing more Metroid Zero Mission with Corey. That's the current Let's Play that we're doing.
Yes,
and we're almost on that game. It's pretty fun. I think Corey's enjoying himself. So
I'm very distracted right now because I just searched Conker's Bad Fur Day Jugga. If you do that, make sure you're by yourself. That's all.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Corey.
Yes, Metroid's fun. We went jellyfishing.
Yeah, we did go jellyfishing.
And we met, hey, I'm Rodney.
Did you actually watch the episode I uploaded? I have a horrible amalgamation of what I think.
No, I need to watch that then.
You're
Rodney. Abra to get the joke. Of course, in Metroid, the main character villain is Ridley, and we just term him Rodley, and then I did a horrible Rodney Dangerfield impression. Hey, I'm a big dragon. I live in I got a spaceship.
Oh god! It came out of nowhere. Like because we were doing a whole like Rodley thing, and then he started saying it's Rodney. To an impression, I'm just like, oh great! This is all I'm gonna think about now. It's just Ridley Dangerfield. It's too funny.
Someone make that custom modded skin in Smash Ultimate.
It's basically just give him giant beady eyes, and that's all we need,
Fair enough.
And maybe like a red tie to go around him. That's Ridley Dangerfield.
I'll get no respect as a big dragon. No respect.
Ridley Dangerfield. That's just funny when I think of what Ridley looks like.
Did you play anything else, Mike?
Yeah, I did continue playing The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. So it's funny. I'm actually a bit of a roadblock. So I did defeat the very first dungeon in the Dark World, which is where you get the hammer. I learned, okay, cool. Now that I have the hammer, I can progress more throughout the Dark World, because then you can you can hammer in these like roadblock things. But now I'm at the point where I'm trying to not use I'm trying not to Google the answer and try to Google where to go. I want to see if I can do it myself. And so I got I'm exploring the southern part of the map, and I realized, okay, according to the map, the next area is like at the very middle southbound area of the map. It's basically one of these like little dungeon areas that early in the game you can like release a lever to drain the lake and get a heart piece. In the Dark World, this apparently is a dungeon, and so I realized, it has this little kind of like a little whatever you do in the Light World affects the Dark World. So I'm like, okay, I get what I'm doing now. Went to the Light World, drained the lake again, transport myself to the Dark World, and now I'm cool, and I'm in the dungeon because the dungeon flooded. But then I realized, wait, I can't swim. So now I'm basically stuck. I'm trying to think, where do I have to go now to get
I know where you need to go.
Do I have to get swimmies or something? I don't know. So I know somewhere in the world, or maybe in the Light World, I have to go and find someone to give me flippers.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you need some flippers, Mike. That's all I'll say.
Some
cool.
flippy floppers.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because when I was playing the Link's Awakening, the remake, it's like, oh no, you can't swim unless you use the flippers. Okay, that makes sense. And then when I play the game, you're breathing underwater with the flippers. I'm like, well, what do the flippers do? It's like the point is you're underwater, you still can't breathe. Anyway.
Mike, are you telling me you swim without flippers? That's how everyone does it.
I'm a man, Corey. I don't need. All I need is my little inner.
Floaties, the little yellow guys on the arms.
Yes, that's all
I need is my magic dragon, a floaty, and he's not a floaty. He doesn't float. I don't use him to float. He just floats with me. We're friends. All right.
What?
I think I know what he's talking about, but
Those jokes went bad. That's okay. Thank you, Mike. He got where it was going. Mike saw where it was going. Thanks for at least attempting to laugh.
I mean, no, I don't. You're the loser who has a floaty thing in their backyard.
Exactly. That's why I was going with that. Thank you.
Oh man. But anyway, so yeah, I'm now. I'd rather if come next week. If I still haven't found where the swimmies are, I'll talk to you.
I'm right here. I'm your personal Nintendo hotline.
Okay, cool. I want to see if I can figure it out because I got this far. So I'm looking forward to playing that. I'm really enjoying A Link to the Past. It's a good game. Here's something really cool. I actually did download some emulators because I don't have my original Sega Genesis. And some games I have just aren't even for the Genesis. I have to play them with an emulator. I wanted to replay the Sonic the Hedgehog games. I don't know if we were going to do Let's Plays of that for Level With Me, but I wanted to at least just play them again for myself. I love those old school classic games. And I also want to play for the very first time. I've never played this before because it apparently was only for the failure that is the Sega CD. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this system at all.
I am not.
A little bit.
Yeah, so it's just to inform anybody, the Sega CD was basically the console right after the Sega Genesis. Like, literally, Sega Genesis was, like, 1989 or 90. That's basically when Sonic came out. And then, like, in 91, they released the Sega CD, which is a brand new console that utilized CDs, but, like, it had, like, no good games on it, and so it was a big commercial failure. But it did have the second Sonic game ever made, which was Sonic CD. Like, it wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, because they were the ones on the Genesis, but the Sega CD had Sonic CD, and it's actually the infamous game where Metal Sonic came from. I don't know if, Abra...
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Abra, are you a Sonic fan at all?
Yes, I am. Sonic Adventure was my favorite game growing up, but I didn't play but, like, I was so, like, I don't know what it was, like, the Sonic the Hedgehog, like, I just didn't own it. Like, so, like, one of my best friends had it, like, I remember, like, for the what was it, the N64? If you got the one cartridge, you could play as Knuckles.
Yeah, wasn't it? Well, not on the N64. Oh, well, for the Sega Genesis, yeah. If you had Sonic, it was Sonic and Knuckles. There was the attachment, so that way you can play.
Yeah, that attachment. Yeah. I remember the first time I ever saw a Sega Genesis, it had that attachment in it, and I was trying to. My friend was playing that with Knuckles, and so like I was trying to play like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game at the time. And I was like, "What the fuck won't this game play?" And I realized, I had to take this attachment out.
Yeah. Sega was known for all their crazy peripherals and stuff. I think they're called like this. Like, there's so many add-ons, but
which was like creative. Like, it's like they were like it's like Switch before Switch, but still.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So Sega was so innovative and ambitious, but I think that led to their downfall. They had so much
because they were a little too not too ambitious, but like they didn't want to stick to like any sort of norm, which might have hindered them a little bit in the long run. Which
is a shame. But there were but among all this crap were a lot of gems. And one of them was Sonic CD. So I look forward to replaying this because you said you love Sonic Adventure. I was more of a classic Sonic fan. I'm not a modern Sonic fan.
I got you. Yeah,
I feel you. So Sega Genesis Sonics, they're all that's my stuff. And Sonic CD always eluded me to play it for myself and experience it. So that's something I plan on doing. And again, I don't know, Corey. Maybe we'll. I'll play it for myself if I want to. I'm going to play it regardless. But maybe that'll be for a future Let's Play. Who knows?
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry I'm not a loser and haven't played any Sonic games before.
No, that's cool. Like, I mean, fuck you, Corey. I didn't even have anything for that.
Corey, I'll try. Corey, I was gonna be nice to you, but no, you're just terrible.
Nah, I was gonna make this a fun time. Nah, thank you for having me on your podcast, dickhead. No, fuck you.
You know what, Corey, you're out of here. Now it's just me and Abra now, okay?
Yeah. So welcome to the Level With Me podcast with. That's fucked up. But it's funny you guys say that because I hope that you guys are consistent with this. Like, because me and AJ, my business partner, have a podcast, but like, because like we've been kind of busy, we haven't been able to do it in like a month. So, it's nice that you guys are still like consistent with your shit. Because I remember when Corey like first started. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have slip ups here and there. You might be off for like weeks or so, but like, you know, you guys at least like you're still making the attempt, which I love.
Yeah, I would say Corey and I have been pretty good, like several weeks. Probably come up on like 2 months now that we've been doing this consistently. I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
even
crazy.
longer. Yeah,
I want to say it was in May. It was the year anniversary. I think. So. Yeah,
it's funny because but Abra, if you ever want to have Corey and I on for your
we definitely will. Yeah.
Oh, and this was a lot of fun. I'd love to have you on again, Abra, in the future.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And yeah. What else was I gonna say? No, I definitely agree. Like I had a lot of fun with you guys. Like I haven't. I think this is the first time. I've actually been a guest on the podcast. That'd be one of the things that you think you would know, but yeah, I think this was the first time being a guest ever.
Damn it.
We took that V card.
So thank you.
Yeah, here, give me your podcast card. I'll clip it for you, so that way we'll be the very first punch in your card.
If you get 5 more of these, you get a free podcast.
Bet. All right, word. I get a free podcast. I get a guest.
Yeah,
what's my choice?
Okay, I'm losing my fucking voice. I don't know why. My girlfriend brought me my food. We got to wrap this up. Mike, before we go, do we have any questions this week?
Yes, we have one question.
Okay. Before you read that, let me tell the lovelies, hey, every week we read your questions. There are 2 ways to send us questions. You can either email us at levelwithmepodcast@gmail.com, or you can follow our Instagram, levelwithmepodcast, and usually the day before. We usually record on Monday. We recorded on Tuesday this week. But we'll put a little link up there, and you can ask us a question. Then you'll get a shout-out live on the podcast. So take it away, Mike.
So our question comes to us from Owen Reese again. He's been a
Thank you, Owen Reese. Yes.
He's been a very good participant. We'll have to punch his podcast card, too, or send him like a thank you letter. I don't know. But his question is just simply put, have there been any games that have been disappointments for us? And I believe what he means is like highly anticipated games that were disappointing.
I got one right off the top of my head.
Do you want to go first, Corey?
Yeah, I'll take the mic. So for me, I'm going to personally say I was very disappointed in Far Cry 5. I've been a pretty big Far Cry fan since Far Cry 3. I actually went back and played Far Cry 2 afterwards because I liked it so much. A little different. Far Cry 3 made it, like, kind of streamlined the game, and they kind of figured out what they're going to make the game, like, in terms of exploring the island and, you know, hunting different animals to upgrade your different, like, how many grenades you can hold and whatnot. I don't know. Like, I liked Far Cry 4. I don't think they really changed too much from 3 other than, like, the environment. And Far Cry 5 kind of felt like the same thing. Like, yeah, you didn't really change too much. I feel like the button, like, there was, like, too much going on in the controller, surprisingly. Like, it almost felt like you needed, like, a second controller with everything that was going on. I did like the scenery wasn't the problem. I don't know. It's just the game. Like, I couldn't get into it. I felt like they did something with the stealth, where in the first game it was very satisfying to, like, take your time, walk around, take each of the guards out with your bow or a silenced pistol. But in this game, like, it felt like every time I would take one guard out, even if I was stealthy, everyone would be alerted. I don't know if I was just bad or doing something wrong, but yeah, I don't know. I really was disappointed in that game. I only put a few hours into it, and I had to put it down. What about you guys? Anyone else got some?
I could throw one out real quick. I know there should never be any expectation for anime fighting games. I know there should not be, but I recently, and I say recently, like 3-4 months ago, but My Hero 1's Justice 2. I just don't love the mechanics. It was supposed to be based on like the same engine that Naruto Storm games were made on, and those games were amazing. Like those games, I still go back and play. Like, goddamn, like this was so like entertaining. For whatever reason, I just feel like the mechanics are super bulky. Like they just tried, like I feel like they just tried to rush it. I don't know.
Well, that is a shame.
It is what it is. I still enjoy the game. I still like play it. Like I said, like I'll play it every so often. But like, it's definitely not one of those games where I'm going back to constantly. Like I thought I would be.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll wrap this up. I have a couple games, and
I actually have another one. So,
do you want to go?
No. You can go. Then I'll say mine afterwards.
Okay. Here's a couple ones. I mean, I've talked about Metroid plenty of times on this podcast, and I will admit that Metroid Other M is an infamous game that I would say like has disappointed people, and yes, it did. It also did disappoint me greatly, but not as much as other people. But that's one of the big ones because I remember I was so hyped for that because I was on a Metroid kick back in those days. So that was a very disappointing game. Not a bad game, just disappointing. The bigger ones for games I think because I still play other every now and again, but one of them is Splatoon. Now this is I'm probably gonna be banned from the internet for saying this, but I do not like Splatoon. I just could not get into it. I was so hyped for the game when it came out, like everybody else. I was super hyped. I couldn't wait to play it, and I played it for about 2 hours, and it wasn't like the internet was bad. Like, yeah, I'm having a good time, like good connection. I'm doing pretty good online, and the campaign and everything. I'm just like, wow, I just don't feel like playing this game anymore. It just wasn't fun. I didn't like it.
That's like I feel like that was one of those games for sure. Like that was like it was definitely highly anticipated, and it's funny you say that because I feel like it was one of those games where like it was super anticipated, but once it came out, like there wasn't really much about it.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's still a huge fan base. Like people, like some people
really liked it.
Yeah, like some people swear by that game. They like it's definitely Nintendo's most popular online game right now. Like it is like their big multi-online shooter, but like. It's and the game sells like crack, like it really does. It's just not for me. Just not for me. Another one, and this one is probably this one was the most recent game I purchased, but this is back on the Wii U. It was Pokken Tournament. I remember the game was announced, and I'm like, wow, a Pokemon game that's like Tekken or like Mortal Kombat. I'm like, that's actually really sick. And me and my two brothers, like. I'm like, guys, I got the game. This is before I even was dating Amanda. This is like 2014, 2015 maybe?
I think it was 14. I think it was 14.
Yeah, probably 2015. I forget, whenever it was. It was like right when the game came out. And I remember I told my brothers, like, yo, guys, I got the Pokken game. Come on over and we'll play it. And we didn't get through like an hour of the game. We're just like, wow, these controls are just god-awful. Maybe
that's how you know it's bad.
Maybe we know. Maybe it's just us. But we are so pumped for this game. And well, at first we're like, oh, so you can't play as any Pokemon. It's like you select one of like 12 fighters, you know, and it's fine. Like some of them are cool. Oh, you can play as Gengar. There was Machamp. I think Pikachu was one of them. I'm like, oh, this is still pretty cool. I still want to play it. And then man, when we start playing it, we just said, wow, this game is like impossible to play. Like the controls were just, in our opinions. The controls were so bad that it was like we can't play this game. Like we kind of
makes sense, man. Like I feel like it's one of those games. I feel like that was one of those games where they were trying to cash in on nostalgia, but they didn't. It
was a good idea. They just didn't implement it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, apparently people do. I mean, people love the game, and I said, and
there was a community for it. I remember watching Pokken tournaments.
Oh yeah, like it's like.
And it came out on the Switch. Like they did make a better version.
Yeah, the deluxe version, or whatever. Like, and to those people, believe me, I'm not saying the game's bad. It's just it was a huge upset for me because I was just like, because I was so pumped for it. I'm like, oh wow, like I'm not even the biggest Pokemon fan, but I'm like, wow, cool, a fighting like a true Tekken style Pokemon game, and it just flopped for me, and that was very disappointing. But yeah, those are probably still the big ones I can think of. Corey, what was the one that you just thought of?
You know, it's funny enough you bring up the Wii U.
No.
I actually was very disappointed in Mario Party 10. That was, I believe, the only Mario Party on the Wii U. And it followed that trend from the last one where it still did everyone's in the cart and the car moves around. Which really just destroyed the whole fundamental, which made Mario Party fun. I literally remember that the day that game came out, I got it, and another former guest on the podcast, Rebatois too, me and him played it. We played every board. It literally took us maybe 2-3 hours, and we're like, well, now what do we do? We're like done with the whole game, and we had no desire to go back and play through any of the boards. All the mini games were really uninspired, not that interesting. It's just a really big letdown. It's probably the worst Mario Party game I've ever played.
Yeah, I remember I remember the game was announced, and I just never really caught up with the Mario Party games. But I'm like, oh, cool, a new Mario Party game, and the game looks great visually. And then people said like, no, Mike, don't buy it. And they explained the cart mechanic, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not pretty bad. So then I just never got it. But you actually bought the game and played it in real and learned how bad it was, which is a shame. You know?
Yeah. Because I agree with what you said. Because visually it looked great, but gameplay wise, it's a stinker. Another one I did want to mention, and I don't want to crap on this game because it's not a bad game. It's just I felt like it was overhyped, and I played it and I was like, this was fine. I didn't really I don't know. It didn't inspire me or stick with me. The game Celeste, that came out a year or two ago. It was a one of these indie platformers that are kind of challenging, but kind of really well done in terms of mechanics and stuff like that. And the game it is a very good game. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know. I literally just played it and I was like, yes, this is all good. I like the little bits of story. I like the little characters here, but I don't know. It didn't really I feel like it was very overhyped for me.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I mean, I'll say one more shout outs to every GTA game I've played. I do not like GTA. I want to like GTA. I do not like GTA.
It's funny as you were saying that, you guys were talking about that whole the whole shit with what you guys are talking about with
With Pokemon?
No, Mario Party.
Mario Party.
I fucking hate Mario Party. I hate that game with all my heart. So I thought Corey was kind of trying to sub me as he was saying it. I'm like, oh wait, no, you guys really like this game. Okay, never mind. I'm
the other Mario Party games. My favorite was that one was amazing. I thought
the one on the Switch is actually really good. I like Super Mario Party.
The one I'm talking about was a one for we got an old one for the
N64, GameCube.
I mean, yeah, I would say though,
not even the Wii U. It was for the Wii.
The Wii had a couple.
Mario Party 7 was or 8. I forget.
No, you don't get but I get what you guys are saying, but you guys don't get I just fucking hate Mario Party.
That's all right. That's all right.
I think that's the whole idea. I think that's what I'm finally learning about myself. Because I was like, no, they're fun. Because I like
And now that we know this,
fuck you.
Go on.
I'm a hypocrite. Because I love Sonic Shuffle for Dreamcast. Sonic Shuffle is nothing but Mario Party in Sonic form.
That's so weird. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's like, I like Sonic Shuffle.
Yeah, I know, right? I want to play that shit right now. If it was on.
All right, fair enough.
Hey, I can respect that.
To each his own.
Because I love the characters from Sonic so much that I just it's like if they took all the fucking characters from fucking your favorite anime and put them in a game like that. You would just enjoy it with the dumb games because it's your favorite characters are playing these dumb games.
Man, I would love.
It's not.
I would love a Dragon Ball Z party.
Abra.
Oh my god! You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just have Goku and Vegeta trying to catch them as butterflies.
That'd be so.
That sounds amazing. That's actually a great idea.
Oh my god! Perfect.
But I was gonna say, I can't tell you how many different games I've played that are just simply Smash clones because I like that formula so much, like platform fighters. I played the good, the bad. Oh man. All right, thank you, Owen Reese. That was a good question.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, we're done. We're at the end of the podcast. Thank you all very much for listening. Please go support us and check out our YouTube channel, Level With Me. You'll find the podcast there, along with our Let's Plays of various games, Last of Us Part 2, Remnant from the Ashes, Metroid Zero Mission, Luigi's Mansion 3, Subnautica, it's the final Zero, absolutely. That's what it's called, right?
Below the Countdown is what it's called.
There you go. Yeah. And you can find me, GameBro Corey, on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. Sorry, I'm trying to remember all my plugs. Mike, do you got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can also find me on YouTube at the Collector's Vault if you guys like, school collectibles, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, video games, video game collectibles and stuff. I'm also on Instagram at the Collector's Vault. Again, all information will be linked below.
Yeah, it'll all be in the description.
Yeah, and how about you, Abra?
Oh, I got plenty. Hi guys, my name is Abra. I'm one half of Loud Stone Entertainment, which is a YouTube channel. It also does Let's Plays. but we also have a lot more stuff coming out at some point. That is a Loudstone Entertainment on YouTube and also Loudstone88 on Instagram. My Instagram itself is abra.productions. It's mostly just my photography there. I also do video stuff. I think that's about it for me. That my promotion. Yeah. So yeah, check out Abra. Check out my stuff on Instagram and check out Loudstone on YouTube on YouTube and Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you again, Abra, for coming on. We had a great time.
Yeah, man. It was very nice to meet you, Abra.
Of course, man. Can't wait to do it again when we're a little more familiar.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it already.
Word. All right, guys, take it easy. I'm about to go mess up some wings.
Word.
What? Well, you're in wings. You didn't invite us? What the heck, man?
Damn.
Social distancing, brah.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
Bad friend.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Peace out.